Hello, everybody. Cornerstone, Session 4, The Unlikely Suspects. We continue our adventure. And, of course, let's get right into it in 30 seconds, because I have to wait for the 5-minute window, because this is literally how I do things, and it's at this point, it's a problem. Someone send help. See how far we get. We do not have Pegu with us today, unfortunately. I hope he's doing lovely and well and enjoying his video games and all that. And his traveling. And also, the same goes for Mr. Panda, who I hope he has not just been trapped in the mountains and is now in some sort of survival game. We'll see. Anyway, as we are our adventures, let's get into it, shall we? Yes, let's go say hello to our players. All these lovely people.
5 people
Hello.
in my following list.
Hello.
So, good evening, folks, as we are jumping straight into the action, and hopefully we'll see how things go. So, let's just go from the top. Mr. Captain of the session, I will let you take the lead for now, considering, what happened last time?
Okay. Sorry, I've been requesting this in Ernie's voice, so... Right, so, last time, we're at this fancy pants party, and things didn't go quite as planned, so we found ourselves in the room, trying to suss out who it was that, tried to kill, who was meant to be Mallory, but it turned out to be Calico. We started coming up with a list of names, and we went off investigating. Some investigations went all right, other ones not all right. Myself and Horse went away to go and speak to Fletcher Gilderoy, and I tell you what, he's a really good archer, I'll tell you that. That's all I learned. We then had names, please. Godwin and Morgren. And Perrin went away to go and speak to Calico, see if he's up for a bit of a chat, but he's not doing too well. He's on improvement, but not too well. And then you had Astrid and Grom, who went off to go and speak to the theatre folk, and they right upset them, and of course that's just typical of Grom. He always upsets people. And
A bit biased there, but okay.
He upsets me all the time. And of course we found ourselves back in the room, passing on our information, to which point Gilderoy Mallory showed up himself and started having a chat with us, and of course we spoke to Garth, his assistant, and Gilderoy just kept on trying to keep me awake, because I was bored up my gourd. And we sort of parted ways from there, and went to our beds, until we were really interrupted with the guards coming in and threatening us we killed some folk. No idea who, but we killed some folk.
So, do you have any more? Sorry, but done to interrupt you.
No, that's it.
So, as the good old 3-foot halfling slash fist fighter says, yeah. So the dawn hits, and with that comes the new day. Unfortunately, you were stirred from your sleep with swords at your throats, being brought up to, well, let's just say, we'll take it from there. If you guys want to fight back or whatever, I would like, you know what, give us an initiative roll from everybody, just to see how this goes down at the exact moment of these guards just charging in and trying to subdue you. Also, you feel free to say that you just give up. You can do that too.
I just wrote a natural 20.
Is under actions. Where's?
It's initiative.
It's in the middle. It's a smack dab on the first page of your character sheet on main.
And I could also just for
Thank you.
but
It's called init.
Got it. Nope.
so forth. So technically,
Also known as the British dessous by the weebs.
Do we know any weaves?
Did you say that we were woken up with knives to our throats?
The guards come in and they basically try to subdue you. I'm giving you an opportunity to be subdued or to fight back, because depending on how high you roll, if you rolled low, I'm going to say below 10, you don't get. You get the surprise is you wake up and you are literally like you're already being held down. So anyone who rolled higher than 10 will have the opportunity, if they want, to react in such a way. Also, assuming that Marcy's not back yet, or she's muted, she might not be there. Okay.
I didn't know Marcy left.
No, she's here, just not, muted or whatever. Because he didn't roll. That's all I'm saying. So we're just going to assume that Grom's unconscious for the most part until he comes back. So let's just go for Ernie and Pyrian. Since you rolled 22, I will let you go with it. Role playing wise, what do you want to do? Because you've heard you've heard the scrape of wood on of metal boots basically rushing your bed.
Yeah, Ernie will probably just roll out of the bed he's in, or the chair, whatever he's sleeping in. Get to his feet and basically, fist raised, thinking it's someone sneaking in to attack, possibly the killer.
Okay.
Be ready, and obviously surprised to see that it's the guards themselves.
Okay. So you see some guards, literally like one guy, like literally just almost kind of like reaching out for you. If you want, just take a hit and literally just lash out. You can if you want. But
no, I'll probably just like swipe his hand to basically like the guard's hand out of the way, just so he doesn't grab me, and basically roll and get a bit, maybe get like 5 feet of distance away from him, just so.
Okay. What about Pyrian then? What's Pyrian doing?
I would. So.
Just a reminder. You all still do not have your weapons. So.
Yeah. So we recognize them as the guards, or is it like too dark?
No, it's literally like the morning. It's like the sun is hitting the windows. Like it's fully illuminated. You can see the forms of these soldiers. Some of them are familiar. You can see it as literal soldiers, like the guards of the state that you are, technically in.
Okay, and I assume they outnumber us.
Yes, there's about 8 of them. So.
Yeah. Okay.
I will also say that technically you also see the fact that one of them has Haas already in like an armbar and is just pushing him out of the room and taking him away.
Yeah, okay. I don't think then it makes any sense to fight them.
Is there anything that Godwin would like to do?
Do I see the man reaching out for me?
I would say yes. Literally the noise just wakes you up. Like this is before you're even like you get up, like the stirring wakes you, you rise up, and just as you see it, he's at the end of the bed, almost about to
Which hand is he extending?
Left,
right?
Left, I guess, right, depending on whatever hand he is. I don't think it matters to.
It matters to me.
Okay, fine, it's his right hand.
I shake it.
Dexterity saving throw. Oh wait, no. Grapple check. Also, Marcy, could you roll initiative, please?
God damn it. Grapple?
Yeah.
Of course.
Grapple. Sorry. A strength check. Sorry, that's not a dexterity saving throw. I was joking. It's always a dexterity saving throw. 16. Okay, yeah, you shake his hand. Let me just get my.
Start just going into to grab someone's the scruff of their shirt. He's just shaking his hand.
So yeah, he almost like tries to come in to like give you a little and then you just grab his hand and start shaking it, and which bewilders him as his friend comes around from the side and grabs onto your shoulder and kind of holds you there. And what was that? 10? All right, Grom, you're dead. Actually, you know what? We played it off. You're asleep. You're still asleep.
That's a 12.
Yeah, you're still asleep.
I was basically shaking like, oh, good morning.
Just as like the rest of you are like being propped and like pushed against the wall, the ones that are asleep are now basically being lifted and just thrown like against the nearest surface, almost kind of as if you're being arrested. And
Can I, as I'm jostled awake,
Yep.
yell out, "Go you like that way!" Oh,
say that again, but without screaming, so the Discord doesn't cut it out for me.
I like backed away. yell out.
I didn't hear it. Sorry, could you repeat it?
I yell out, "No, Grandma, I don't like you that way.
Okay.
Oh,
My favorite part is that you just said, like, you said I yell out a lot, and you just yelled it again, so it just cut out again, Bean.
Did it really?
Yeah, it does,
It didn't
yeah.
even
No.
yell
Yes,
loud.
it does.
Yeah,
You can't yell via
Yeah,
Discord.
you,
it
you,
doesn't
you
work.
just say so you're saying that I don't even like you that way.
Grom, I didn't like you that way.
Okay, there we go.
What-
Thank you.
what-
There we go. That works. That works. It's unfortunate because we have to use Discord. If it was in person, it would be great. But yes.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate it. So Grom, you hear as you're stirred awake, as somebody literally just holds your wrist. In fact, one of the guards is just sitting on your wrist, like like just holding it down like a baby, kind of like just the God. I hope he doesn't wake up. But you wake up as you hear this, as you're all like kind of subdued slightly, and that's when you hear the voice of course, the familiar Mr. Gilderoy, Master Gilderoy. Yeah, so he basically, you can hear the squeak of leather boots on the floor as he enters the room and saying, Now, no need for violence. Not until they're proven, of course, guilty. Excuse me, adventurer, come now. Grom, you're going to behave, that's right. What about you, my devil-kin friend? And he kind of looks at the both of you.
I've not even done nothing.
You're on your best behavior. Allow my guards...
I've not swung at your guard yet, so I thought so.
Allow my guards to take you all to the dining room, and we can have a civil chat. Feel like that is appropriate? And you can see the guards are just literally just looking for an excuse as their hands are on the hilts of their swords as they're put away slowly. On the other hand, you see Gilderoy. I would like everybody... In fact, no, I'm not going to. What I'm going to do, in fact, differently, because we have this thing, so we're going to try it, right? Why not? We're going to make a perception check. We're going to do this. Do this. Visible? Show results? Hide results. Does that work? I don't know if that works. You see
It
that?
does.
No,
We see
no.
the dice, but we don't see the result.
Right. Cool. Awesome. Okay. Right. So let me just
You
see.
on your chat.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Don't cheat. All right. Okay. Astrid, it doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you anyway. But people who know, and the people who don't. Astrid and Ernie,
Yes. Yeah.
as you guys are basically being like jostled and pushed into the hallway, you notice that Gilderoy is marking his eyes and he's staring at Godvin, staring then to Mogren, almost like perplexed for a moment, or then turning his back, not almost like waiting for them to go ahead before he turns with them, and they're slowly led out into the hallway. As you're slowly then taken to the dining hall, we will say, I'll give you a moment because you're literally being taken from hallway to hallway. If you want to whisper to each other or kind of, go for it.
So Godvin and Morgan are being taken a different direction, or
No,
he just was looking at them?
they're looking at like he was looking at them as they were being transported. He wasn't really focusing on anyone else.
Okay. Who am I by?
I will let you guys decide that. Just because you're all being pulled out together, so.
Yeah, probably maybe me and you together as to the fact we last time we saw this one, we could proceed.
I mean, if you want to go for like that, yeah, that works. Makes sense that you're both pointed out.
Boy, do you see that look that
What?
Gilderoy gave him?
Well, what did they do? Well, they.
You don't necessarily know anything. It was just a look. Like you can infer what you want,
Yeah,
but like
did they sneak out? I bet you they snuck out while we were sleeping, and now he told us we was going to get in trouble if we snuck out at night. I bet you that's what it was. Those two, they was up to no good.
Those crafty bastards. I think they're the ones that went and killed him. I knew it. Couldn't trust them from the beginning.
Wait, where you think we're with murderers?
okay. As you suddenly just feel like an elbow in both of your heads.
Oh.
Well, quit your yapping. Keep moving. Right. We'll say who's behind you two then, because you guys are at the front. So.
It would.
Godwin and Morgan. No.
Godwin and Morgan going, you think they're murderers? Yeah, all right, yeah. You know what? We'll do that. Yeah, Godwin and Morgan, go for it.
Do we hear this particular whisper?
No, we'll say it's whispery.
No.
We'll say that they're whispering. There are like heavy metal, like heavy suited guards as well. So like it's a lot of rustling and stuff, and they're not really talking out loud. So,
Fair enough.
And we're like 3 feet below your head, so.
well, we'll say you're also like 10 feet in front because you're all being like led like prisoners. You're not being like herded. All right, so Godwin and Mogren literally just being pushed out, and you can see that Gilderoy is kind of like just standing at the back, watching everybody being slowly taken into the hole there.
That's a very rude way to awake people.
It's nothing. We used to wake up much earlier at the order. That just means we're gonna train some more.
Okay. No.
I cut out.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You haven't cut out. Sorry, we were all wishing happy birthday to Mr. Bean.
No. Happy
The
birthday,
beef.
Mr. Bean.
Happy birthday.
How far are we from Mr. Gilderoy? Like
About 30 feet. About
we're
30 feet.
We're walking as we have this conversation, correct?
Yeah. It's basically being transported to the dining hall. Yeah.
To the dining hall.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I assume we recognize the direction, right? It's,
Yeah. No, you've been this way before. This is literally where you came from to before.
Yeah. Just God will just look. Maybe they're just calling us for breakfast like this.
Maybe. Anyways, I need to do my morning prayer. Either way, so.
Right now?
Of course, I just woke up.
It's not quite dawn.
I can wait a little bit.
Like the light is literally just rising at this exact moment. So,
Okay.
all right, okay. And then finally we have Pyrian and Grom at the back. Clearly, the two threatening or most threatening looking of the party. You can see like one of the racist guards is kind of like just like elbowing you, Pyrian, in the spine from behind, going, "Go on, move your ear, pointy."
Okay.
You might be the pointy one, but if you fucking elbow me, I won't be happy about it.
Is there we are at the end of the basically prisoner column at the
Yes,
moment, right?
basically yes. You're the
Okay.
last on the line. Gilderoy is behind you, and two guards are behind you. So, just to let you.
Okay. Gilderoy first, and then the guard.
No, two
or-
guards. No, Gilderoy's at the very, very back.
Okay, so we have basically us, then two guards, and then Gilderoy.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. The next time he elbows me, I would like to use Hellish Rebuke to try and blind him, basically, in the face or something.
Okay. So not this time. Next time, or do you want to do it when he hits you? It's like I said, if you want to take the chance to do it, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do it like that.
All right. Let's just say that you're on an edge. Like you've been surprised, you've been ambushed. You don't really know you've been in this situation a couple times before. It's never been good.
Nope.
So he elbows you, and you hit him with Hellish Rebuke. I'll say you'll have to remind me what the fuck that is, because like I said.
Oh no, never mind. Forget it.
No. I would literally like you to
no.
do it just for my benefit. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
So you could just link it in the chat so that I can have a read of it anyway.
No, that's the problem. I don't have it.
Well, you've got.
I do
you do.
have it. I do.
It's on
have
your
it,
character
sorry.
sheet.
Yeah, no, but it isn't under traits. I was looking under.
No, it
traits,
should be
so
on your
it's
action
a
bar.
It would be under actions or abilities.
Action.
Also, you can always just look for it in the
Oh yeah.
on the
at
book.
very
So
bottom.
yeah.
I pull it in the chat.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you. Doo-doo-doo. Jesus, okay. Let me just check how much hit points this guy's got.
Oh, to emphasize it,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
only want to distract or scare him. I'm not aiming to kill him.
No, that's fine. We'll
So
say
if-
for role playing purposes, you're not trying to kill him, right? We'll
Yeah,
say
if-
for
if
role playing
necessary,
purposes.
I'm like weakening the.
I will
spell or
listen.
something.
I will say if you purpose with me that it's non-lethal, I will
Yeah.
literally let you do that. Like there's maybe like 2, 3 spells that I'll be like, fuck you, that's full damage, all right?
Yeah.
But like Fireball, for instance, Hellish Rebuke, I feel like at some point you've had like it's just a control, like it's a race thing. It's a to have this ability, therefore you have some control over it considering your age. Right, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I'll say, just roll 2d10 damage then, and we'll go for that because
Okay.
this is just it doesn't really damage, but we'll just say that he literally just as soon as he clocks at the elbow, into your spine, like he just like bursts into flames which is a little surprising. You see Gilderoy for a second just like take a step back, and then just like. He has nothing on him. He has no weapons. he's just in a.
How do I grab 2d10?
You right click on it and
I right.
yeah. So you click. I think you click one.
Oh,
yeah.
times 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you
cool,
drop
cool,
Red.
cool. 10.
Okay, 10. All right. So like he just bursts into flames and then kind of like almost like his not necessarily his skin is searing, but his clothes like burn up suddenly. The patch of wilted like velvet just turns a deep red for a second, and then he just panics and just goes, "Oh!" Steps back and like kind of joins Gilderoy as the other guard who's standing beside Grom goes white in the face as he realizes he's the only person who's standing right next to Grom and to Perian, these rather large beings who could probably mop the floor with him if he was, in the wrong circumstances. You see suddenly the other guard, though, almost like snap, and then just take his sword, pulling it out, and pointing it at you, saying, "Demon, behave. Get walking."
Okay, I wouldn't even give him the chance. I would use the distraction when basically it gets off.
Okay.
To cast darkness.
Oh, okay.
I pull
Yeah,
it in.
pull it in.
There you go.
Okay. Now, this is an action, right? This
This
So-
is an action.
So let's just do a quick looky-loo.
Do the rest of us know what's going on? I
This
mean,
is happening in the next
that-
5
No.
seconds. So, no, not really. Okay, it's a concentration spell. Fair enough. 60. Boom, boom. I guess that means that Ernie and Astrid would be just out of reach, so they just see a big black cloud appearing behind them. Also, the guy is standing right beside you, so let me see. Fills a 15-foot radius sphere. Can't see through it. Not a magical light cannon. Currently, you can cast a spell on the object that isn't being. Okay, so wait, you're just casting it on the floor, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Sure. Is this? Let's see. I'm just trying to see. That's just a spell. You don't even have to roll anything for it.
Exactly.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So the whole way just fills with darkness.
Yeah. Then I haul ass.
Okay, which direction are you running? Towards the dining hall or
No, past the guard. I just
past the guard
or
and past?
towards the exit, basically.
Okay, so past Gilderoy.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. At full sprint or what?
Yeah, of course. I'm
Alright.
not stopping to look at the funny paintings.
Okay, so you make your way down the hallway. And we'll say for that, Grom? Considering you see what happens, you just suddenly, boom, you just see Pyrian just turn, like a burst of fire hitting the hallway, then suddenly darkness just surrounding you. This is weird and not something that you've ever seen before.
Grom has never seen like his wife cast Hellish Rebuke.
No, you've never seen a big, like a wave of darkness surround her. Unless she's used that for like kinky play or something. I guess that's a
you know, I don't-
backstory we didn't
I'll be
agree on.
oxen-free.
You know what? I'll keep that information to myself. What Grom and his wife do
We-
in their own home is their business.
We didn't agree on that backstory, but if you want to go there,
Anyway, Grom suddenly being surrounded by this wave of shadow.
Yeah.
I mean, is his hands bound?
no. You're just to be fair, they don't have rope big enough for you, and they haven't bound you. They're just treating you like prisoner.
Well,
I mean, you technically have nowhere to go. There's only a teleportation circle on the island and boats, so there's 2 ways to get off. So
I mean, the guards have been kind of rough, but they haven't
Yeah.
been threatening towards him, so he's just hanging out.
to be fair, you are very intimidating. You're like an 8-foot giant.
Which is why Grom is not being treated like shit. He's not trying to start shit with a
Yep.
bunch of guards.
Okay.
He's a family man. He's not getting in the shits here.
Okay. So
Morgan would like to react if that's okay.
I will say now that Grom has had the chance to react, which is, I guess, doing nothing.
Grom is going to step to the side of the hallway,
Hmm.
in case anything else stupid fucking happens.
Okay.
He's at least like out of the center of the hall where if anyone decides to start fighting,
Okay.
he'll be out of the way.
All right.
And, I guess if he knows where Gilderoy is, he'd kind of try to keep an eye on him, make sure nothing happens to.
Well, just Perian just
Fancy rich
yeah,
fuck.
Perian just runs right past him, and Gilderoy is like basically he's pressing himself against the wall, almost surprised and shocked. The 2 guards, however, the one that's on fire is like trying to put his arm out, and the other one is still like pointing a sword at you, like just like not even really sure what he's supposed to do in this situation.
Oh, look at me, I'm not doing shit here.
All right, Margaret and Godwin. Well, no, yeah, he's technically standing in it, so I guess he's standing right beside him. I will say that you could see Grom. You could see an 8-foot Grom in a darkness if you're
the
standing
guard
right
has
next to him.
dark vision, he'd be good.
Well, he's human, so
Well,
probably
it's
not.
Magical
Yeah.
darkness. Neither one of us can see shit.
Well, but it's just literally just the fact that he's standing right. You're kind of standing in the same space because you're an 8-foot creature in like a 5-foot space, and he's
That is
a 5-foot space. So that's my thought. That's my thought.
You know, it
right?
makes sense. He just kind of knows where
Yeah.
I am.
And you can see
I
you
was
can
right
you can
there.
kind of see like images and moving and stuff like that, but you can't really tell the difference between it. Basically, it's a black fog. You see a red tail slither off, and that's about it, right? Actually, that's a good point. Perian, do you have a tail? You do have a tail, right?
I do.
Okay, right, okay. So Godwin and Mogren, I guess we'll go from you, and then we'll react to this.
Morgan will say a very quick prayer.
Okay. Only then to be surrounded by dark. This is a bad woman.
And yeah, that's not the best. And then he will use a divine channel divinity,
Okay.
Radiance of Dawn.
Ooh. Can I present your holy symbol and expand a use of your channel divinity to emit a flash of light in 30-foot emanation originating from yourself. Any magical darkness such as that created by the darkness spell in this area is dispelled. Oh, well, shit. Okay. Jesus Christ. Wait, additionally, each creature of your choice in that area must make a saving throw, take radiant damage. Are you, I guess,
I am not targeting anyone.
you're not targeting anyone, you're just turning the lights back on.
I am just. Please, darkness, go away.
Okay.
How many lumens do you think you create with this radiance?
All of them.
Cool.
So-
All of the lumens.
So this
Solid 8,000 lumens.
this essentially just dispels the darkness.
No, it's essentially a flashbang in the corridor again.
Yeah, no, I guess so.
No, the darkness spell is.
Yeah, it says it's dispelled. Yeah, so I guess you're okay. So the concentration is broken immediately, Varian.
Yeah.
As you see a flash basically appear, like I guess kind of aiding you in your getaway because it's basically a big old flash of light. And with that, Godwin, what's Godwin's reaction? You just closing your eyes.
The moment Godwin heard the prayer start.
All right, this is a daily thing.
Close your eyes. Turn your back to Morgan and close your eyes.
I just come turning back to Morgan, closing my eyes, tell the guy in front of me, I'd close my eyes too.
Okay.
I'd close my eyes if I were you. Is gonna when Morgan reads his prayers, it's very bright.
Okay. So the hallway suddenly lighting up with the brightest light. I guess we'll cut to Ernie and Astrid literally just finishing their thought of, hey, those two guys behind us are murderers, I think.
What kind of optical bullshit this duo pull off?
I,
First one pulled darkness, the second pulled light.
yeah. What's the opposite? The one's a black hole? Okay. Well, the guards are literally. You know what? The guards beside you guys, are freaked out because they were swallowed by darkness, and then suddenly a bright light comes from this big old red-skinned dwarf man. Only then to like kind of look at you like Keanu Reeves, you know, it's so awesome. I can't stare into his eyes. And then after that kind of fades. The guards turn around to look, see Gilderoy shook. One of the guards stepping back to kind of like defend him, while yet again they don't seem to be going after Purian at this moment, or kind of waiting to tell what's happening with the rest of the guards. Although one of the guards on the end starts to shout for backup, as you hear at the other end of the hallway where the dining room, more heavy footsteps coming this way. All right, Astrid and Ernie.
So when I turn around and look down the hallway, at this point now the darkness, I never even saw that the darkness.
You would have seen it because it's been like essentially like 6 seconds. Then after the 6 seconds, bright light. So yeah.
And Purian is still there, just on the other side of Gilderoy.
He cast a spell, so he's run 30 feet. So I'd say he's about 30 feet down the hallway. And he doesn't look like he's stopping, so unless he tells me otherwise.
No, as I said, I
Yeah.
haul ass towards the boats because I doubt I know how the teleportation circle works,
Yeah.
or if it even works for me.
True. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, yeah.
I think I would cast. So you said we hear things coming. We see him going. I'm gonna just cast Tremor Sense. I want to know what.
Oh,
how
okay.
many's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know what? You don't even have to roll for that. With your use of Tremor Sense, you see 6 heavy footsteps. Like heavy footsteps. Heavier than a dwarf. Like a very heavy dwarf. Or at least 1, maybe 2 groms. You're not sure. You can't tell. It's 6 people, a couple, like 4 heavy dwarves, or at least 2 groms.
I'm gonna holler out, Gilderoy, Mr. Gilderoy, are you okay, sir? What did that demon guy hurt you? Are you okay? What's going on? We're not with him. We're not with him.
Okay. And Ernie, what's Ernie adding to this?
He's just be like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting to be the tiefling. I thought it was the other two.
You
Okay.
just see Morgan surrounded in radiant light. Just I thought he was evil.
Okay. Basically, okay, what we'll say is, Period, you get, well, I'll give you another shot to basically get out of the combat, or get out of the area, run down the hallway.
Yeah.
So, I'm assuming your turn is just going to be a full sprint, unless you have anything
Yep.
else that you want to kind of do.
Nope.
Okay. Give me a dexterity, athletics. Athletics.
Athletics. Sure thing.
Athletics.
Athletics.
Just to make things a little 14. Okay.
14.
All right, yeah, okay. So the two guards that you basically escaped from, they turn around immediately, and literally you could say, "Get after him!" Gilderoy's, "Get after that criminal!" And you just hear the two guards chasing after you. They're a little winded, and like one because he was set on fire, and the other one is like a little shocked and kind of doesn't want to go on without his pal because you literally set one of them on fire. They seem to be like trying to follow you for a bit, but like their armor's heavy, and you're not wearing anything besides your usual gear. So you're easily like trumping them in physical strength. It takes like about a minute, 2 minutes before you just disappear out of their line of sight, and they continue to chase after you. You'll have to do something clever in order to escape them because they know this place better than you. So if you want to think about that, we'll come back to you and you can tell me what you want to do to try and lose them. And then we'll move on from that point. But as for everybody else for the moment, who's just standing there with their hands up, I guess, and one of them's glowing.
Let's go get him, guys!
Mr. Gilderoy literally says, well, I think we might have found the answer completely, although I wasn't expecting the damn tiefling. You see, Lady Dasha Arturo is quite irate. You see, Hess Arturo has been slain. Frankly,
Arturo, isn't that the short man's?
Frankly, if you did do it, I'd be inclined to reward you. But now that man's running off there, perhaps not. I would have thought maybe he was a little smarter than that, but that's not quite what I was expecting. But I'm not sure what she's actually upset about. I figured that we should go and talk to her while my guards try to round up that Pyrian fellow. He's got nowhere to go on this island besides the boats, and that's being watched like a hawk.
Kind of the main reason I didn't do no running. Couldn't get nowhere even if I wanted to.
Unfortunately, though, you could all be still implicated in this crime. So if you'd kindly come,
I'm kindly. Kindly come.
It's because I did the joke earlier. Come with me if you want to live with me if you want to come.
Right. Wait, Mr. Arturo's been murdered.
Mr. Arturo and Lady Rose. They were found this morning in their beds. Well, in her bed, in Lady Arturo's bed.
What on earth?
Which is why we've taken your horse friend. Apparently, he knows Lady Rose.
Yeah, sometimes he gets to know.
She's been murdered too.
They were murdered, yes.
Gosh, I was sure it was her that was the one that tried to kill you.
I will be honest, young Astrid. Although I don't think it was you or Octavia, but Octavia has been missing for the last day. And of course now, with Lady Arturo, giving me a bit of, perhaps it is best left to her words. Let's go, continue. And the guards start to move you. They're a little bit nicer as they push you forward.
You want us to go after that red boy?
My guards will take care of him.
Okay.
Look, you're getting real determined to go after stuff. I suggest you just keep walking with the guard.
Well, I'm a great tracker. If he gets lost and you need someone, you just call on me on Astrid.
How about young Astrid?
You, sir.
Young Astrid, I admire your confidence, but what I will say is once you know all the information and are known, perhaps then I will send you and a couple of my men after him. But for now, not to saying I don't trust you, but you are looking for a way to get away from me, which leads me to your guilt. So move, young miss. And the guard literally just push, and they move you forward. As you guys are then brought into the hall, we'll say just for Pyrian's sake, you get to the end of the hallway. There are two doors. There's one to the left that looks like it's leading into the house almost, and there's one that seems to be a side entrance. There is a large padlock on the door, and the other one does not have a padlock.
Okay, the padlock is probably on the way out.
It looks like. You can't say for certain. You do realize that this hallway is filled with guest rooms, So it could be a way out. It could be a cupboard. You won't know until you open the door, unless you have,
Okay. Just for a few information, because I'm running a bit, so I have
Yep.
a bit of time to take in some information.
Yep.
So, how high is the ceiling?
It's about 20 feet. Like the whole room is 20 feet from floor to ceiling.
Okay, so it's a considerable height.
Yeah, these are like mass halls with like big paintings on the walls and
yeah.
nice chandeliers.
Architectural wise, do you have these ceiling beams basically?
Every so often there is ceiling beams, but they're not really beams. They're like more kind of like pillars at the side of the walls. So like between every door, there's a pillar that is kind of like engraved in the wall that leads up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's nothing I could climb and hide up.
The ceiling is not. It's kind of like bare. Like it's essentially like not really. There's not really a top floor to this place. That is the roof. So there's not really much there besides concrete and like fancy pillars and shaped marble.
Okay, so and I assume there are no windows here.
There's a couple. Like these hallways do have like painted, as Mogren dislikes, very nicely glass. What's the term? What's the word I'm looking for? You hate it, Alpaca.
Sunroof.
No, yeah, sunroof, but like stained glass. That's the word I'm looking for.
Painted glass.
Yeah, painted glass.
Okay, so if we are on the floor where there's an exit, just that it's padlocked, it would make more sense to open a window and just...
Yeah, you can open a window if
Jump
you
out.
want. Yeah, like I said, there's two doors. There's two doors, and there's like a door. There's like a window that leads out. You can kind of, if you look through it, you can kind of see that there's grass that leads off. You can see the theater and the like a couple buildings in the foreground.
Okay, then I take the window.
Okay, give me let's see. I don't know if you can really open these because it's like a big old like glass thing. You'd have to kind of like break it, I guess. It's not really a window you open. It's like I said, it's like a stained glass window. It's
okay. No, I just want to fire off a flare. Hey, here I am. Can you hear me? So I go through the unlocked door.
Okay. All right.
And pull it shut behind me, of course.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Oops.
Right.
I don't know what.
That's disadvantage. I think.
I'm not wearing armor, so I can't.
Yeah. You can. You
roll
just take. Yeah.
disadvantage.
Just take the the one roll. The first
Yeah.
one.
So it's 12. I mean, it's both a 9.
Oh, okay.
So...
Well, the chances of that's good. All right. Okay, so you push the door like open, and then you give a quick turn, and you just and like thump the door just as footsteps come behind you, and you hear the hallway like echo slightly as the heavy chainmail gets louder and louder.
Okay. Turn around, taking in the room.
As you take in the room, you can see that this is essentially like a carbon copy of the room that you were just come out of. It seems like another guest room. You can see that there is a pair of like unmade beds, and then there's two unmade beds, and then on the left side of basically on the right hand side of the wall. There's like a cabinet and like a big old armoire.
Hmm.
It's just another bedroom. Basically. Got like a metal bucket with some used towels. It seems like somebody was in here and got up quite early.
Okay. So since this is a guest room, I assume this has a
Yes,
window
there's
that
two
opens.
windows on the other side. Yep, just like where
Alrighty.
you were.
Then
These are not
one,
glass stained windows. These are actually just.
Can I grab a chair and jam it under the door handle?
Yeah, sure.
Block the door.
Yeah, give me a strength check real quick.
Sure.
Okay.
14.
Just as you push the door under it, you feel another thump against the door, and hey, he's in here! And you just hear like the thump, 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 as like
Alrighty.
the door is being like trying to push be open.
And I use the time to make like a fish and swim
Okay.
away.
So as you open the window, we're not even going to make a roll for that, just because like you're not being gentle, even if you do damage the door or the window. You just pry it open and then just drop down to the grass. Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Perception. 9.
9. Okay. Yeah. All right. Which direction are you running off to before we switch?
Okay. Are there like tree groups nearby?
There are some tree groups. There's a large draconic statue that is literally looking out from the garden where you are. There's 2 buildings, one to the left and one on your right. And then there's a widening path where you can see like a bunch of people seem to be gathering and going around, which is on the
Then
roadside.
Okay, then I use the group of trees to break line of sight and then would think about my next steps.
Okay. So you just dash right across, and with that, the tiefling, disappears into the woods, and we'll leave you there for the moment, as it seems like you have broken line of sight with your captors. All right. So as you are suddenly being brought into this hallway, right. So you're brought into the. That's a little too cheerful. That's a little too cheerful for a murder. All right. You're brought into the hallway, and Lady Arturo. Let me just quickly set the scene for you. Gilderoy leads you into the Great Hall, where the celebration had taken place the night before. You hear. You then see Lady Dasher Arturo. And she seems to be standing there. You can see basically on the left and right, all the places there was food before. Like there's literally more spreads of fruit, meat, pastries. It's almost like this was meant to be breakfast, but this unfortunate event has led to the servant staff kind of being rushed. Mr. Mallory is literally saying, "God, I was really hoping we could get to my race today. This was the whole plan of this weekend has been a whole crash." And you can, he seems a little upset as he just walks over towards Lady Arturo. You can then see Fletcher with 2 guards on each side of him, staring across from you, just looking at Godwin and Mogren, just with dead eyes, just like eyesight just focused on the 2 of them.
Who does that, sir?
That's Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Yeah. You can see several guards are on the opposite side of the room, and you can see, of course, Lady Arturo and Chief Indigo as these, and plenty of Arturo's mercenaries wielding their cutlasses and staring at the side, almost like just staring down at the 2, at mostly Godwin and Mogren. Lady Dasher herself, however, you can see her dress is the one she was wearing yesterday. Her palms and her clothes are covered in blood, and you can see that she's like fuming. Like her skin is red and blistering almost as she just stares down. Sorry, I'm trying to put on my woman's voice. As you all come in, you can hear her saying, "So, was this your plan? Befriend me, then murder my husband?" And then I think, you know what, she's going to approach Mogren and literally attempt to smack you across the face. Like,
Hey.
Just like slap you as if like, kind of like wanting you to attack her so that her guards do something about it. And then she tries to do the same with Godwin as well. Like, just, you can see this woman is clearly distressed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Am I? Is Godwin and Morgan chained or not?
No, you're not chained. You're not chained. You're just being told to just mind your manners and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
While she's trying to slap Morgan, Godwin will reach inside of his vest that he's wearing, the simple wool vest, pulls
Mhm.
out a piece of paper, and as Lady Arturo probably reaches to slap him, he will start struggling to read. Obviously something that it wasn't him who wrote this.
Okay.
It basically goes like, "Dear Miss and or Sir, my name is Godwin Wolfsbane. I represent the Order of Kellamvor. We are saddened to hear about the passing of your beloved, but we are willing to perform the burial services for a small fee or lodging." And
Godwin, I don't think now is the time for the fees.
just he will just quickly look at Morgan and go, "Oh, when?"
Later, but
As as Lady Arturo kind of just like you see there's like a little well in the eyes there. And she steps back, like almost like shocked that you're behaving in such a manner. That's when you can see like she basically not necessarily lashing out, but like almost like taking a moment to like calm herself. Last night, I returned to our quarters and discovered both my husband and a strange woman covered in blood. Their bodies were mutilated beyond recognition. And those two standing over there, corpses! And that's when she points to both Margaret and Godwin.
we were in the room all night.
What?
You can ask Keith.
And at that moment, you see one of the guards kind of like looking at you, going, "I did try to explain, my lady. No disrespect, but I did tell you that they were inside their room all last night. They didn't leave once I'd taken them from Mr. Chief Arturo, Chief Indigo himself." Right, then you explain it! She seems to just like snap at him, kind of.
So, you do
Can I
realize
gasp?
the
You can-
theater troop.
You can gasp, yeah, if you want. But continue. Sorry, what's the
Go,
uh,
Tom.
Miss, you do understand that the theater troupe is very good at using fancy magics to change how they look, right?
Yeah. She just kind of like takes a deep breath.
We all saw that the other night at the dinner party.
But why my husband?
I ain't got the answer for that one.
Just takes a step back and Yep.
Miss, Mr. Arturo is one of, if not the largest mercenary lord, I guess you could call him.
yes, he owns most of the importing regions of the Kazakhdum.
I would think that he is a target for many people.
But well, that doesn't make any sense. Why did they? Like, they should have killed me then. They wanted to take any control over it. I
don't know.
collectively have all of the rights to this said. Well, these mercenaries are under my command now. And you can see that they're all like just like almost just at a drop of a hat, just like they salute, and you can see their arms across their chests.
I see.
Explain to me why this so-called theater troupe would take your faces and try to kill my husband.
Ma'am, what did your husband do? Like, what was his profession? What?
Well, Mr.
To
Mogren,
understand why he was murdered, we need to understand more about him as a individual.
does precisely. It's one of the reasons why Mr. Gilderoy and him got on so well. They dwell in the same businesses. Isn't that right, Mr. Gilroy? And he just nods because I'm a voice.
Yes, that is correct.
uh,
Godwin will look down to Morgan and can I read the second one now?
No. Hang on, bud.
But it's relevant.
we're getting there.
It's relevant.
Well, I mean, it is. You know, I know it is kind of relevant, but yeah. Well, you know what? Go for it, Muffin. Go.
Read it. Read it.
Fine. Okay, there's like a slight rustling. Godwin pulls out the second piece of paper, which is much more presentable. Obviously, this one has been pulled out like on much rarer occasion. In case the passing of your beloved have been violent or untimely, may we assist in investigation and learning more details about the state of the body, please?
Gilderoy.
What my friend is trying to say is we do funerals and would like to examine the body if at all possible to perhaps
Okay.
assist
Give me
in
a charisma, a persuasion or a charisma check, whatever's higher.
none of them is high.
But luckily, thanks to Perian, kind of drawing the attention, you get a believability point because it's very hard to not go. Yeah, but what about the hell demon that tried to escape? You also get the bonus of having Keith to basically be an alibi for you, and the fact that you pointed out that it seems a little silly that there's a bunch of performers that could easily make themselves look like you. So yeah, we'll say it's not 18, it's 15.
The persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion DC. And I'll say you have advantage because both of you are double act.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. So Gilderoy says, well, unfortunately, my friends, as much as it would be good to have your skills in such a manner, I'm afraid you will have to join me and, of course, my guards in the prison. You will not fight back. Your friends, however... listen, young Astrid, calm yourself. Yeah, I'll get to you. My God, Octavia was right. You really are a whippersnapper. But
Yes, sir.
So he literally says, he says, unfortunately, we're going to have to detain you and your human friend. I do hope you will not fight back.
No, sir.
Okay. As you
I won't. My God would know.
you see two guards literally come behind you and like literally pull, and they come with handcuffs. Don't make this weird. They basically have like these irons, right? Not handcuffs. They have irons, and they put them around your wrists. If you don't fight it, they only handcuff the two. The rest of you they look at and say, so unfortunately, well, thanks to your Pyrian friend, we will also have to find. He must have something to do with this troop, perhaps. I just don't think it would be Calico, though. Seems a little odd to be going around killing, well, Mr. Arturo. It does not benefit, especially trying to kill me and then kill Hes Arturo. That doesn't make much sense to me, but I am just a humble investor.
How do we know any of us are who we say we are and aren't these troop people all dressed up in magic?
Well, considering magic can only do so much. Look, Miss Astrid. And he walks up to you and says, you can put your hand on my big old pointy ears and touch me if you like.
Well, you have to bend down a bit.
Oh, sorry. Yes, yes. There we go.
Closer.
Yep.
I will absolutely reach out and touch him.
And then she kills him.
No.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you could feel like
Is-
you could feel his skin almost, and you know, like it seems real. Like from the cockatrice fight, or it was a cockatrice. It was a cockatrice, right? I think it was.
Yeah.
It was like
Well,
6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. So, and you remember walking through that and the feel of this illusionary image, which technically didn't have like a being inside it. But you did notice that they were wearing like fake beards, bald caps, and they used a little bit of magic to make it look realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So I will.
Can I check everybody? I want to check everybody in this room. I remember that thing. I want to like touch everybody.
All right,
Touch them
fine.
all.
I will. You know what? Do an investigation check while we move on to other people.
Get this crazy woman off of me.
I want to touch you where the
Ernie's-
sun
Ernie's
don't
gonna-
shine.
Ernie's going to refuse to let Ashley touch him.
Yeah.
Oh. What am I doing? Investigation?
Yeah,
Here we go.
investigation. The only reason he is because his mustache isn't real.
Oh, 13?
Okay, yeah. I mean, you give everybody a good old pat down. The guards are kind of befuddled by it. Our Lady Arturo is not letting you touch her, and the guards are not letting you touch her. Of course, Fletcher kind of volunteers. He's the first guy in line, saying, "Oh yes, you can feel me if you like."
Oh, okay, I don't need to touch your ass. Turn around, honey. Bend down.
It's my quiver.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Sir, your bow has a funny little bend in it, though. I hear they
Feel
have
the
medication
guards
for
coming
that.
again.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Gilderoy kind of then says, "Well, we have the race that will be taking part soon. So, I'm trusting you to figure out why. Perhaps these theater men are literally responsible. But considering Calico, I haven't seen him all day. I assume he's at the theater. And now with Pyrian gone missing, that's another thing. That's another thorn in my side."
I mean, to be fair, sir, it could be fully unrelated because, those tiefling people are always, everybody always assumes it's them. And I think he's been in a lot of maybe he's just scared. Like, they're going to blame me. I mean, he could have done it too. But, I mean.
The word you're looking for is persecuted.
Thank you, sir. You know a tiefling? I never met one, but I can't assume that they're all bad people, right?
Yes.
Married to one.
Most of the tieflings that I know are rather lovely people. In the sweatshops that I own.
You want to repeat that?
Gyms.
That better
Oh
be
my
what you
God.
You named all your tiefling
it's in
slaves
that-
Jim.
It's in that shop called Only Tieflings.
No, it's they do the finest hoof pictures. Oh, all right.
You're making it worse.
For your sake, I hope they're adequately paid.
Right. So as this kind of like comes to like a little bit of a close there, you see that Lady Arturo kind of just turns her head, saying, "I will allow your friends instigate my husband's. You, too. Though it is unlikely that it is you. You were very nice to me and my grandfather. I am sorry, but I cannot allow you to be free and roaming around. I hope you understand." And Mr. Gilderoy says, "I'm sorry, lads. I have to agree."
Who exactly is addressed to?
That's both you two, Margaret and Godwin.
Can you at least tell us the state of the body before we leave? Anything that stands out that can make our work any harder later?
Their bodies were mutilated. Cover your ears, darling. Their bodies were mutilated beyond recognition.
Why are you shouting? She's the one covering her ears.
I did say that already, but I'll just repeat it for ease.
How do you know it's him then?
Good question. Actually, but you know what? That's a good point. You say, how do you know it was him? She will say. Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Aha!
Aha!
Gotcha.
I tricked you. You got upset about the wrong person being dead. No, I'm pretty sure it is him. I think no. She would have said. She would have literally said, just I mean, you kind of know your husband. It doesn't matter if he's missing his face. Same portly figure. I haven't seen him all day. There's only one dead dwarf on the island.
Yeah, I think the fact that it's only the only dead dwarf is telltale.
I mean, if I would have died, you wouldn't think. No, I'm not gonna. No.
Yeah.
We did verify it's a man though, right? Because I haven't seen my auntie Octavia for some time.
Well, that's why I was really like, oh fuck, I wish Panda was here, because like I literally said, I said because I said to Grom, was like, you see two people getting it on in the corner there, like Octavia's been missing, it could be her. Yeah, no, but you can see Chief Indigo, who hasn't said much. He seems to be in prayer, just thinking. And essentially what he'll do is he'll stand up suddenly and walk over to the two men of cloth / plate mail, and say, "I will join you, just so that we can have our morning prayers and, of course, some civil conversation. I do believe that you two are innocent, but also at the same time wish to comfort my grand." He takes his very weak, withered hand and he places it, like almost as if asking you, Mogren, to take it.
I am cuffed.
Yeah, I know. He's putting like that's why it's awkward. And he goes, "Oh yes, of course, silly me," and then kind of adjusts his medallion, right? And he walks around very slowly. And then just puts his hand in your palm, and you can feel a warmth to his touches. And of course, then he repeats the same thing to Godwin, saying, "Come, my brothers." And then he just slowly makes his way down the hallway as the two guards that are leading you out into the barracks take you away. So you're
as we walk away, Godwin will turn around and go, "Goodbye, Mr. Gilderoy."
Goodbye, Godwin. I don't know who you are. All right, okay.
This is killing me.
So he goes. So they both go. Like they're no longer in the room. They're taken away. As the rest of you are left with Lady Arturo and a dozen guards. Mr. Gilderoy goes, "Now, as much as I wish I could be of help, I'm useless, and I would very much like all of you to do yourself a favor. Solve this for me. If my life is in danger, I'd like to know it. But I still have to visit and, of course, celebrate my birthday. That's important to me. You only turn 100 once. And I'm going to win a race, damn it!" And he just storms out of the room. Suddenly, Garth kind of presents himself in the room, going, "Mr. Gilderoy will, of course, be busy for the rest of the day. So if you need anything, perhaps access to the scene of the crime, my people have already kept the hallway clear. I will lead the way. That would suit you now."
I got a question real quick before that.
Yes, Mr. Grom.
Now, where is this race taking place? Is it a track that goes around the island that nobody can watch the entire thing, or is it like a...
The track, of course.
Or is it more like an oval?
The track, of course, goes throughout the whole island, essentially circling the whole island itself. It goes from around the theater, through the rooms, off to the other side of the little aisle that we have. Of course, Mr. Gilderoy also owns. He very much wishes you to know that. But yes, it is. It is. If I remember right, it has a name, but I don't have it in front of me right now. Um, give me a second. It is called the 100 Furlong Steeplechase, a horse race across the various points of the estate's grounds. It goes around the whole island, starts at one point. There are boxes for everybody to watch, and it goes around the whole. Basically, you're in the middle, so if you could technically just go outside and watch it from there if you really wanted to. You wouldn't have the best seat, but you could. It's
You
also
might want to have someone go in and check the track, make sure that
there.
no one's done anything to possibly
I would not worry.
impede or harm Mr. Gilder.
I would not worry. The guards there are guards every 5 to 10 feet.
Alrighty, that sounds decent. then.
That is why we hired the Arturos today. In order to have extra manpower. We do so needed.
Excuse me, Mr. Gilderoy.
Yes, Mr. Well, no, I've pissed off. Fuck you, you elf. Okay, so what do you want to say to Gilderoy? He's not in the room, but you will be right back. So what do you...
Sorry. No, it's just more about. So if we do go sort of do investigation and if we have to go and speak to our imprisoned compatriots, would we be allowed to go discuss stuff with them?
I would say,
Or
like,
question them as well if they're suspects.
well, Garth. Let's just say that you're not saying this to Gilderoy. You're saying this to Garth, just because he's already left.
Okay.
But like this, let's just say that this was kind of already kind of said. That Garth would go, "Do not worry. Your friends will be held, and they will not be removed. If you wish to talk to them, you can. Of course, they are under lock and key and will be guarded. Other than that, though, considering you do not have weapons, and of course, from the looks of it, none of you have magic besides your two compatriots, I think it would be fine to let you roam freely with. And our guards are currently on high alert considering the race. So we will allow you, and I say this with all due diligence. Do not mistake Mr. Gilderoy is hospitality. He will, he has many enemies, but he also has many contacts that will make your life painful. I'd say this as a warning. It would be better to be friends with him. So, is there anything you need, or shall I leave you to it? The guards kind of suddenly relax as the Arturo's Lady Arturo herself makes her way to the door, and you can see all 20 of the Arturo mercenaries just branch out and go down the road. It's almost like a clatter of dishes and metal and just heavy crushing of leather of these big old half orcs, dwarves, all different kinds of just races just mashed into one kind of brutal mercenary force, which not really expected from a dwarven military. Usually they kind of only hire dwarves until our.
Knew I should have been a mercenary.
The other thing that's left is, Mr. Goff, is when this race is going on, is Mr. Gilderoy going to be sat in a stand or that somewhere, or is he going to be observing from the house of that?
I would say I'm not going to tell you.
Well, it's just more if he's in a location, there could be some sort
He
of.
will be
monster
at
that
the
would-
race, and his son will be by his side. So, need not worry. I would say. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm very wary to tell you any information. I would want you to find the killer. So find your friend Pyrian and bring him back. Or, if you wish and you so think that the troop itself is indeed the enemy, perhaps it would be best for you to perhaps go and have a chat with them. Like I said, they cannot escape this island. We have both of them essentially Honed. And Garth seems almost like a little confused. It's because it's been a long day. He turns, and it's only just turned 7 a.m. So he turns on his heel and says, "I wish you all the best, my friends. Continue your investigation. If you do so need me, I will be in the main hall." He literally just reverts. He just goes outside. And the guards that are essentially there with you in the dining hall, Heath, unfortunately, went with the other two. And the rest of them you don't know. They're nameless folk as they kind of just stand to the side, guard, like not leaving their post, and leaving you to be about freely with this new information. If you want to have a chat about it, I will. You know what? We'll do that. In fact, Period.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'll leave you folk to have a little chat while we deal with whatever the hell you're about to do. So, can everybody go to the other room for a minute and just leave me in here with Period for a minute, and I'll call you back in when
Okay.
when I need
We'll
to.
hear it.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So, Period. You hit the tree line.
Yes.
You're exhausted. It's early. You haven't eaten. You did eat quite a lot of food before the night, but yet again, this is surprising. This is not how you expected to spend your morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really. I'd climb one of the trees to get a vantage point.
Okay.
And the island is not massive, so I can probably take in most of it from here.
Yeah, I can say that. See if I have. I can give you. No, right? Here, let me just. That will be helpful to you.
Yeah.
So we'll say, just for the ease of it, you've escaped from the bottom building here,
Yeah.
and you're in the tree line here, which is where the stone dragon statue kind of is around. So you're around this area, just for ease,
Okay.
right?
Okay. And the docks are at 7, so I can take in the docks and the lighthouse, right?
You can see the lighthouse and you can see the docks, yeah. And when you look at the docks, you can see lines. Like every 20 to 30 feet, there's like a guard. There's boats there's one boat. The lighthouse is what it almost looks as if it's kind of dormant, besides the two guards that are kind of just sitting there. Like one's asleep and the other is walking up and down the road. There's a dog there that just seems to be someone's just actively just kind of distracting it by throwing a rock or whatever. And of course, you will see that from the past, I guess, how long you've been sitting in here? About 10, 20 minutes or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around that.
Okay, so as you're climbing this tree and you're just waiting and resting for 20 minutes, you do see like some people from the prison just run out and then they start scouring the streets, the road, sorry. Some of them then coming out and just some of them are heading, you can see a handful heading towards the teleportation circle. You can see another handful just quickly distributing to the dock. The roads themselves are just basically being lined. It's almost like they're enforcing themselves to there's someone on this island who's not accounted for.
Whoever could that be?
Yep.
Okay. So if I keep the teleportation circle and the docks in my view, so the docks are basically locked down with only one boat. What about the circle?
The circle, well, as you remember the circle from coming in, there was quite a lot of people there, a lot of traffic. Mostly because the teleportation circle itself is essentially several teleportation circles. You can imagine that each one of them goes to a different place. Gilderoy has many places that he likes to travel if he's not traveling by boat, and it's mostly how some of his guests got here that were specially invited. So you can imagine that they will go to different cities and stuff like that. Being said, the teleportation circle itself requires a lot of magic. and requires somebody not fucking around with it. So there are guards.
Okay.
You'd have to get a lot closer. You can't see because it's not just a big circle with like stones around it. It's like a little building with a circle. Like it's essentially like a hallway with a circle in it, and then another hallway that leads to another circle, and then another hallway that leads to another circle. And think of it as like a Stargate. Like each room has a Stargate in it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I probably, from my way here, I don't know how they work.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
Okay.
Teleportation is, unfortunately, the biased nature of the common farmer that all tieflings know how to summon hell portals is actually a myth. You have no idea.
Yeah.
And also, even if you did, you don't have enough blood sacrifice to even try. So,
And I wouldn't try if I could.
well, I mean, that's up to you. We'll get maybe later on in the campaign. Who knows?
No, just no. The northern bridge, above the teleportation circle to the separate island, does
Yeah.
that thing exist?
Yep, that exists. It is. It's part of the road that is clearly part of the race that you've been about. You can also see like some
Oh.
people walking, like some like big old dumb farmer men walking with like flags, and then just like taking these like long wooden poles, sticking them into the road, and like pulling like a long tapestry out with like a horse on the front of it. So you could clearly see that they're still setting up the race.
Okay. So a lot of material moved. Is there stuff happening on the docks at all, or is it really just locked down?
There is one boat, and it's currently being unloaded, from what it looks like.
Unloaded.
Yep.
Well, that's a shame. Anything going on in the lighthouse?
You would have to get closer.
Okay.
There's
Then
only
I
two
would-
men, and one of them's asleep. One of them's throwing a ball for a dog. That's
Okay, that's what I'm seeing.
that's
would,
also uphill. Like that's like quite a trek.
Yeah.
So you just see the house and like maybe two figures. That's about it.
Okay. So I would probably use the trees for cover as far as I can.
Okay.
And get up to the lighthouse, probably.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Will do.
No. See how long you can hide.
I'm taking off my armor. Give me a second because I don't
yeah,
have it
okay.
on anyways. So,
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's annoying to
It's fine. We can just roll now.
stealth.
To be fair, you're gonna do pretty alright, I think.
14.
Okay. Yeah, no, you managed to, like, every time you hear, like, a bristle or a tree snap or a branch, your superior ability to stalk takes over, and you kneel down, you wait for the voices and the footprints to get quieter. Your patience kind of kicks in. Your eyes turn that bright yellow as you focus on these noises that are surrounding you. And for a moment, you kind of freeze and just take in that moment as, like, seconds pass. And then nothing again. And then you continue on, climbing, moving towards the lighthouse. Yeah, the guards don't seem to be like on high alert in this forest area. They're almost feeling like waiting for you to do something. That's the feeling you
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Like sending people into the forest seems just kind of counterintuitive, especially when like there's only two ways off this island.
Yeah. I assumed as much. Yeah, and up the lighthouse, I would, because I have no idea where this island is.
Mm-hmm. You know it's off the
Uh,
coast of Trino. You know that much.
Yeah, but not how much.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
not by how
or
much.
How far off.
You need a boat to get here. So yeah,
I need a boat.
like you can't. You went if you swimmed. I would say you wouldn't make it.
Yeah, you would take
Yeah.
my character sheet and.
I would say make a new one.
Yeah. Okay. Would it be possible to basically, from the lighthouse, go down into the water and approach the boat on the docks from basically seaside?
Yeah. You know what? Okay, so you want to climb. Okay, give me another stealth check from the lighthouse, because that's when you get to the lighthouse. You go around. Like I said, this path is like littered. There.
9.
Okay. All right. Now is that a 20 or is that a 1? I can't tell on this dice. Oh, it's a 20. Okay. Right. that's not a good sign for you.
Rub it in, that's fine.
Oh no, I got the custom being like 5.5th edition dice that you get for pre-ordering the fancy art book, and I still don't know if that's a 1 or not. I assume it's a 20. It is a 20 because there's the 1. So yeah, fortunately, what you do see as you're climbing up, unfortunately, the steep climb, like going around the lighthouse, is a little like unfamiliar to you. Usually, you don't do a lot of mountain climbing, or steep hill climbs. It's probably not best to fight any types of monsters that you've come across on uneven ground, right? It kind of limits your ability to act in the way you want. Unfortunately, since it's so early in the morning, and as you're climbing the hill, the beam of sunlight kind of just burns your eyes slightly as you put your hand up and see like an image on the top of the lighthouse. As I'm gonna say, can I? This is a little weird because I'm not sure how this is work. I look up not NPCs. I want. It is NPCs.
I have no idea.
I'm trying to. Okay. Oh no, that's not what I want. I don't want that. I want that. How would this even work? Not entirely. Okay, so that's damage. Can I do this? Okay.
Sorry.
As you see the like a large almost like projectile come flying down at you. It misses, but it hits like around you as the spear kind of lodges itself into the ground. That you then hear the voice, "Oi! He's down there! Show yourself! Come down here, you bloody devil!" There he is! There he is! And like you just hear like a lot of like voices just start to chime up from the lighthouse, as then some of them just like more figures just loom from the road and start heading like down towards you.
Okay, so I'm basically surrounded.
No, I'd say from the left, from the bottom, from the south, and from the east. So yeah, you're not surrounded from the stone dragon statue. You could retreat that way if you want, back into the woods. But like I said, like this is muffled your plans up a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, just a smidge. I grabbed the spear, of course, because it would be rude to refuse a gift.
Sure.
And basically, yeah, head back into cover.
Okay.
And just use it basically to lose them, and then basically circle under the lighthouse.
You like I said, that's a hill, so like that's where like some of them are. So you would have to climb up there, and they're gonna see you. It's all open area.
Okay, then
you'd have to go up the road. If you wanted to do it without anyone seeing you, because there's at least you've got the bends of the roads and the hill and the steep incline. But yet again, there's also like people literally walking up and down these roads as the horse race is being underway. So
so basically use the trees to get to the water unseen.
Okay. Give me another stealth check, please.
Yeah.
And just to see how well you are at hiding your tracks. You can do a nature check if you want to. But,
what? No, I use stealth. I'm better at stealth.
All right. Okay. You think you're doing pretty well when it comes to thinking your tracks. Like I said, like that. It's early in the morning. You're not geared. You're very ill prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear voices behind you getting a little louder and louder and louder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, use the trees to basically circle around and get into the water, and then try to approach the boat from seaside.
Okay. All right. For like, so since you start losing them, we're gonna leave you there for a moment because
Alright.
that's been about what another 20 minutes of you just trying to evade your captors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shake them off
Yeah.
to
Okay.
make the next move.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm gonna.
Yep.
All right. Sorry about that. Okay.
Secret.
That's so weird.
All right. There you go.
Hello.
Hello. All right.
Hello.
I read we were discussing stuff.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Right. So as you guys are suddenly still in the dining hall, you hear about like 10 minutes in, somebody literally just comes running into the room, going, I think we found him. He was by the lighthouse. Right, quick, come with me. And two of the guards go, right, okay, you two stay here, and they just run off and run into the hallway there. One of the guards looks and says, so that fellow with you, is he with you? Is there a high possibility that he might be dangerous?
When you say with us, you mean with us, or with us? And he does
Does
like
he?
air quotations.
Well, it's just
I never met him before a day in my life.
well, I
He
just
slept in the same room as us.
I just wish to know, because if I'm sending men after it, is he dangerous? He's a monster hunter, right? Those people don't kill men.
I would count him as a dangerous individual, presuming his stories are true.
Right.
I mean, from what he said, he's a skilled fighter. I've never seen him actually fight anything, but
Flashback to Morgan yesterday, being in awe over the fact that Pyrian can probably open the portals to hell.
Yeah.
Whoa, he could do that?
Yet. Right. Okay. Okay. So the guard then literally gives you a look, saying, "You better hurry up and get on. Then the race is going to start in a couple of hours." Mr. Gilderoy himself is looking very excited at that, and we would like to whop this up. So let's go.
Right. So, which room was Lord Arturo that stayed in?
We will follow me, and he basically kind of just takes step and goes towards the room itself. Takes you about 2 minutes. Literally, it's kind of like on the opposite end of where you guys were in the other hallway. You basically go out a door. It's a nice little garden area. You go across the area, and then the doors, these nice glass stained windows, kind of open up, and then lead into another hallway that is almost the identical reverse of where you were staying. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'll be honest. I'm winging half of Pyrian stuff. So, right. Okay. Right. Okay. So you enter the room. The guard stands outside. Said, "I'm giving you 2 minutes. Well, no, take as long as however long you want. But could we hurry it up, please? I'd like to cordon off this room, and so that we can actually have some actual specialists.
Quick question, how come there was no guards covering Lord Arturo? Like the rest of us?
Lord Arturo, well, I mean, would you like to have a guard hanging around while you're doing something that who's not your wife?
if I had a trusted guard, yeah.
Well, he made a mistake then, didn't he?
I guess so.
I didn't like the man.
Keith.
Because he cheated on his wife.
I don't really need to know what he did. He was a bit of an arsehole.
Wow, that's why you didn't like him. Fair enough.
Anyway, go and have a look. So, just so we're clear, it's Astrid, Grom, and Ernie that are currently being led into this room.
It would seem so.
The three greatest at investigation.
Oh yeah. Well, this is the listen. We rolled the dice, and that's how the story gets told. It's not my fault that Pengu and Panda both decided that they wanted to go on vacation.
Grom's gonna grab a
really?
giant oversized trench coat and magnifying glass with a stovepipe.
Okay, cool. Where did you get that? You had one scroll of creating a disguise. You can't change what it is now.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know, I'm
no,
bullshitting, don't
she
worry.
said it. I heard it.
All right. As you enter the room, give me all a perception check or an investigation check or whatever is better for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. The room is a bit of a horror show with blood everywhere, but particularly the bed. There seems to be formerly white sheets, which are now stained with red. Give me. Wait. Let's see. All right. Okay. Astrid and Grom. You will actually notice that the bodies seem to have been dragged near one of the closets.
I asked you. You noticed that, huh?
I mean,
Gorom's gonna say that
they
at
were
this point.
dragged towards the closets.
They
or
were-
dragged from the closet.
No, they were dragged towards the closets as if they've been moved. The face. Sorry, let me finish before you.
Yeah.
The faces
Yeah.
have been mutilated with what seems to give me another intelligence check, another investigation check. Just for this.
Is that from both of them?
That's
Can
both
I-
of you.
can
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
Can I argue for making that roll with advantage because I would know like animal attacks, bite marks, claw marks, like so I can determine.
Okay, you know
human
what?
did
You don't
this.
need to that. You know it's with a dull knife.
Okay.
Yeah, like this.
knife.
It's been clearly like these faces. The faces of these people have been disfigured using not a sharp knife, but a dull knife. And it almost like you can't tell exactly, but definitely the knife is not, sharp.
Wow. This person was furious that did this. We're talking epic levels of rage. And I will share the whole I totally tell as a dull knife and to do that much.
Didn't the theater troupe have dulled knives? Or am I misremembering something?
Can I just say, this is out of character. This is out of D&D. This is out of campaign. Garom's gonna be the smartest fucking character. Marcy's gonna be the smartest fucking character in this campaign. She's literally gonna have to take the leadership role.
Okay.
Again.
Again, baby, don't worry.
All right.
Big
Okay.
Daddy Grom, I'm gonna fix the
Wait,
fucking
are
mess.
you saying that I'm stupid?
No, I'm just saying that Grom, like every time like Grom says something, it's like fucking. Well, actually, it's persecution. Like, what the fuck did you learn that word?
No,
Grom's
Grom
wife
seems to seem
sits
big
him down
words.
and I like to think that his wife like, sets him down routinely. Is like,
Yeah.
here's the news. Here's what's been
Yeah,
happening. This is
No. She doesn't. She just gets a big piece of paper. He gives him a book, and it's got one word in it, and he's got to learn that by the end of the week.
No,
Just-
that's where he
just
gets his one new word per week.
no,
Just
Grom's-
because I'm a meathead doesn't mean I wouldn't fight for change.
Yeah.
I think Grom's got word of the day toilet paper.
Yeah, that's maybe what it is. Yeah.
That's what his wife gets him.
All right. Okay.
Going to the latrine in like 10 minutes after. Ah, susceptible.
I will give you. Astrid. As Grom points out that the fact that these knives were dull and the troop has some dull knives, I need a survival check out of you to follow this dragged body to this closet.
Ah, God damn these digital dice.
Do you
Yeah.
need a survival check from anyone else or just her?
Just her. I will say you do notice that there seems to be like smeared prints that are kind of like dragged, like footprints that seem to be dragged towards the window.
why on earth would they be trying to chuck these people out a window? How big are these footprints? Are they
It might not
manly
have
or
been.
are they dainty?
Might not have been dragging nothing to the window.
You know what? Give me a perception check.
Oh, sure.
I
Perception.
think perhaps the killer came in through the
Nope.
window.
Oh, fuck.
They
Absolutely not.
they kind of look like a dwarf and a
Hey.
human.
It could be a cat print, maybe.
They kind of they kind of look like Godwins and Moggers. If you'd recognize that, I guess.
Grom's only known her for a day. He wouldn't deduce that.
Well, but not late. They don't look like Lady Arturo's.
No. Well, you could clearly see that there's some distraught like footprints of a lady who has been holding her husband. That's why her dress is all covered in blood and stuff.
Ernie's gonna walk over to the window.
Okay.
See if it's like a jar or being opened or anything.
Okay. Yeah. So, are you gonna open it or? Are you...
Well, I'm going to look. I'm going to see if I can investigate to see if it's a jar. Or
Give me an investigation check, or you know what? I'll let you pick. I'll
go perception because it's
okay.
slightly
It's
better.
fine.
It's not a negative.
Okay. As you grow closer to the door, the window. Fortunately, you're 3 foot tall, so you have to literally like pull yourself up slightly. Your hands get covered in little bits of blood where someone's fingerprints have.
No, I just pulled the chest. I pulled the little side table.
Oh, you pull the side table. Don't touch anything in there.
I'm just there going.
Right. Okay, so you climb up to the window, and then you just slowly, you see that the light is slightly, it's slightly unaligned. That the window has been pushed or pulled open.
Okay.
Also, I'll say, as you glance outside, you see the outline of the theater background.
Is there any blood stains of that on the window, like the window frame or that?
Yes, you can see many handprints and footprints of clearly someone or somebody who has been interrupted.
Okay.
Which would explain why they saw 2 certain people having tried to escape.
So you mentioned that the footsteps going towards the window were almost as if one was dragging.
No, the 2 bodies were dragged towards the closet.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the footsteps in the blood. I thought you meant like one of them were dragging their foot to get out of the window.
No.
Okay.
It's just there's a mess. It's a mess of footprints.
Gotcha.
It's just so we get it across. It's clearly they were interrupted and had to skedoodle. So.
Okay. Can I check the bed and the floor for murder weapon?
Yeah.
God damn it.
You don't seem to find anything that would resemble a blunt knife.
How high up are we? Like in the room? Are we just a floor up or?
No floor up. You're on the ground floor.
So they were interrupted. Sorry about interrupting you, Ross. Go ahead, please.
It's okay. No, that was it. Was just to find it.
Okay, then Grom is gonna go over to the closet door because they were being dragged there but interrupted.
Okay. You open the closet door?
Yeah, Grom is going to attempt to open the closet door.
You see that there's a bunch of clothes in there. Clearly they didn't get to that.
Alright.
He's going to grab all the clothes and take them out, put them on a dresser close by or whatever.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And
it looks like they would fit.
do we still have a guard in the room with us?
The guard's on the outside.
Somebody else.
It's not Keith. Keith's with the Double Trouble. I keep changing your names up. You guys maybe need to come up with a troop name or something.
The Penis Man.
No, we're not doing that one.
Quiet. You go back to your prison.
And this is why you're in prison.
Exactly.
Don't drop the soap.
Or do.
Or
Forgive me for being fantastical in a fantasy game, but
Yep.
I kind of wanted. Grom's kind of trying to entertain himself a little bit. Is there like a hidden like button or something that opens a hidden hatch? Grom's gonna like. I want to do an investigation check for it.
go for it. There's no. there's a drawer at the bottom of the closet. It's got like a bunch of like it's got like some sheets for bedding, like some new, and that's about it. Nothing fancier in there.
Okay.
It should have been a strength check to see if Grom can push the back of the closet.
I don't think
into
he
another
needs.
room.
Yeah, I don't. Jesus, no.
I mean, he could just like attempt to pass his fist through it, but if he does, that's just solid brick on the other end.
That's what it. Well, you don't believe in yourself.
Okay.
Can I?
Budget.
Yep.
Can I check Lord Arturo or Lady Rosewood for like any like letters or stuff like that could be on them?
Yeah, sure. You do. You don't find anything of note, really. Like you do recognize the portly figure of Hes Arturo. You do slightly. I don't think you ever talked to Rosewood. So you just see this dainty woman who was beautiful, and is now just a bit of corn meat sausage.
Okay.
You said that there was blood on the window sill,
Yeah.
and that the window looked like it had been opened.
Mm-hmm.
I want to open the window, hop out, and look for blood. I
Okay.
want to track this thing.
Give me another check. Also, Marcy.
Yes, that is me. I think.
Grom. As Astrid climbs up, and I guess Ernie helps you out the window. You'll notice. I will say, actually, with your check. Yeah, with your check. Yeah, you know what? I'll say this. As you were kind of like looking for like a hidden like compartment or anything, your hand like presses against something, and you're like, "Huh, what is that?" And you run your fingers across it, only to pull it out, and you see what looks like cloth that's bound, and there's like a twine that is like loosely kind of twisted, but kind of clearly opened. As you open it, unless you want to open it, you might not want to.
No, Grom is going to he's going to keep it in the palm of his hand and start untying it with the other hand, doing his best to not let whatever the item is touch his skin, just the cloth.
Okay, as you do that, though, you notice that there is some, well, what looks like, like a sticky resin, in like a metal like forged tub, right? What looks like a glued-on mustache, and sideburns, and what also looks like a weird-shaped kind of hairy caterpillar-like kind of branded like rope. And I will say, I don't even know if you would have seen this before, but it is essentially a disguise kit.
Oh, Grom wouldn't have seen this before, but
Maybe Astrid would have. But
I mean, I think with like the mustache, the sideburns, he can kind of.
it's very
together.
clearly that it's a disguise kit. I'll say that.
That's kind of funny. Seems like more theater gear.
Also, Astrid.
Where's the other two?
Yeah, they just climbed out the window behind you. All right, Astrid, as you drop down, immediately you see footprints that are leading off. They have taken a different shape as they start to head towards the theater. Out.
Of course.
Can Grom like get the guard's attention? Be like,
Hey, I think my companions found a trail of blood and climbed out the window to follow it.
Right.
I'm a little too big to do that bullshit, and you'd fucking catch me if you thought I was running away. So, we're gonna go outside and you're gonna follow me because I need to be under surveillance. That way you don't think I'm trying to murder nobody because I'm not going to jail.
No offense, Grom. But if you wanted to murder me,
Oh, I know I could.
no. Why? Why are we even pretending here, mate?
Because it's a formality and I'm not getting arrested for some bullshit I didn't do.
Right, you know what? I'll be honest. Right, Octavia is very likely. I know Octavia. Lovely to my niece. Sends me all the best novels. Astrid, that's Octavia's niece. I trust her
Yeah,
as much as I trust
that's small.
Octavia. If you were gonna kill me, I wouldn't have a chance anyway. It's only me. And
Fair.
to be honest, Ernie, well, I don't think he's the murdering type. So I'm gonna let you just go off. Just remember,
Alright.
you come back, right?
Well, I ain't got nowhere else to fucking go. It's a goddamn hard.
Right. Well, carry on then. Like I said,
Alright.
And I'll poke my head into the window because I don't want to yell. Right?
yeah.
It has nothing to do with Discord. Like, yo, I found the tracks. What? The footprints?
Yeah.
Shape, size, big,
Ah.
little,
You already
woman,
trust
man.
that?
They look well with that. They definitely look humanoid.
We are.
Humanoid.
Yeah, they look
okay.
humanoid. Not dwarfish.
I'll just-
Not anything like that. They look very humanoid, like two humans running that way.
And normal weight. I don't know if that's just in TV where elves don't like.
Well, no.
touch the
In
ground when
this,
they run.
yes, I do go for elves that barely, that they can't walk on snow, but like they do have lighter step.
All right. Yeah. So I'm just gonna whisper, yo, there's a trail headed right to the theater. We need to
Can
go.
I add that disguise kit to my inventory?
Okay. Yep. Go for it. Yep. I'll let you do that.
Okay.
I can just see Grum with a different mustache and going, I am not Grum.
Yeah. It's just
Find out a new look.
he puts on the mustache the wrong way around.
He
Just
puts it up. I've got eyebrows now.
The resin is literally on his eyebrows.
All
right.
Rob, you've got a little bit of shit in your face.
So as are you guys heading off towards the theater?
Yeah, I'll jump in the window with Astrid. and-
Yeah, Agrom is headed off towards the
Okay.
theater with him.
Oh.
Now try to be real quiet. I mean, I know you're a big feller and stuff, but you just try to like think that you're a gnome. Just embrace your inner gnome, your
Do I
little
look like a
baby
fucking
orc.
gnome?
Just
You know,
you just gotta
Quickly. In fact, you know
I'm
what?
not crouching.
Since we have you lot, can you guys move everybody besides me, Mogren, Godwin, please? We
That's
deal with the
Alpaca and Muffin.
well, we do the prisoners.
All right, so we're fucking off again.
Yeah, please.
Boop.
All right.
Hello.
So you're slowly taken towards the prison. It's been about 20 minutes for everybody else, but for you guys, it's been a very long 20 minutes because Chief Indigo is quite old. He's quite slow. He's a weak old man. Although he looks quite strong, you can kind of see how brittle he is and how old he is as he continues to stepping on. Two of the men. Let's just. It's a little. All right. So
Can I roll a perception check to see if Chief Indigo ever served in any religious orders? Like
yes, you could.
military?
You can make that roll again. You do this every session, and you roll one.
Yeah, no. It's not the.
No, just go for it.
I just want to see.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he, because I want to make a verbal connection. But
No, that's
need-
like I
need
said.
to
It's
know-
more than fine. Go for it. Go for it.
I got scared. I got scared for a second because my dice 7 and 1 look the same.
Yeah, it's just this is another one. Like fuck. All right. You can tell he's not wearing the same robes that he was wearing the night before. Those were clearly more dressage. Like this is more of his like his day-to-day robes. Like clearly he's a man who suffers from drafts and stuff. As he's quite like more less draggy and less it's not all the way down to his feet now. It's more like kind of tunic level. and it's a little finer. Like it's clearly he's got a bit of money, like thanks to his granddaughter. And being a holy man that he is, with many orders and many educations that are kind of focusing on rituals, you can't really tell from it. It's clearly like this is like his racing outfit for the day, which is what he was supposed to be wearing. But other than that, you can't really tell any like military type of things. I will say this: you do get a very stoic sense from him. And that's just his nature in general. The way he behaves, he's not quick to action, but more of a kind of internal kind of feeling of wisdom, I guess. But like that's kind of obvious because he's a fucking wise man.
As we walk, I guess I'm gonna ask the very simple question: is how's Mr. Calico doing?
Yes, Mr. Calico. I was about to go and see him this morning when, fortunately, my daughter's husband was murdered. So I thought my services would be needed, but unfortunately, by the time I had gotten there, it was much too late. I have yet to see Mr. Calico all morning. Mr. Mogren, you're rather quiet. You contemplating something wise?
No.
Are we still cuffed?
You were okay. Well, just for simplicity, we're gonna say that you are literally like the cells are being opened, and you're being brought inside. You're sat down, and then one of them goes, "Right, behave," and they undo your irons, and then Chief Indigo is sitting outside of the cell. He gently sits down and just makes himself quite comfortable on the very like horrible like wooden stools that are left around this makeshift barracks jail cell.
I'm just thinking about why anyone would frame me and Godwin for murder.
Perhaps you were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But we were at the same place as everyone else at the same time.
Perhaps the murderers didn't think that far. They are barely human. Perhaps they are just, reacting. Remember, plans do not always go the way that they would assume they do. That's the best lesson you can learn in life.
I'm gonna save us a bunch of roleplay.
Yep.
Godwin will ask probably a couple of things. First and foremost, has Chief Indigo seen the body, or was he just informed of the passing?
He was informed, and by the time he got there, it was too late. So he has seen the body.
He is seen the body. So, but it would be fine to ask questions about the state of the body.
Yep.
I assume this is when we will receive the same information, maybe less of the same information than the other party.
Okay.
Then the follow-up will be like, whoever did this hated the guy pretty strongly, though. Did Mr. Arturo have a lot of enemies?
Mr. Arturo is the most vile man. My daughter decided, well, more like figured it would be best to marry the man. Not for his character, but for his power. Mr. Gilderoy, though a humble man sometimes, has very much the nature of a beast himself. But in other manners, of course.
I would look to Morgan and say, Mr. Calico wasn't really pleased about me mentioning Mr. Arturo's laughter yesterday.
We all have our sins to deal with. I'm sure you, a man of the cloth, and you, Mr. Knight, have very much considered your presence in way of whatever belief follows you.
Usually we're not thrown in prison.
Yes, I understand, but said the way our beliefs get us into trouble is what makes us who we are.
Godwin shifts uncomfortably.
I will.
He doesn't really like talking about the faith.
I will say that as I very much doubt that it was Mr. Gilderoy, considering he invited both my daughter and my granddaughter and of course my Mr. Hess Arturo himself. They have been in such disputes for years now. It would make no sense to kill the man.
Chief.
Yes, my son.
Without meaning any disrespect,
Yes, of course.
have you seen or heard any relations between your granddaughter and the Mr. Calico or someone from the theater?
Like relations? No, my...
Maybe they've spent some time together. Maybe they've exchanged glances during their stay at the manor. Maybe they've...
I would say that is very unlikely. Though I do not... My daughter is a very... Well... She is not naive. My granddaughter's... You get the idea. My granddaughter is not very naive when it comes to relationships of sin. She knew the man she was marrying. Their arrangement was more of a business proposition, which I unfortunately had to let her go through, which unfortunately is not what any grandfather would wish for anyone that they love. But
she mentioned herself that with Hess Arturo gone,
yes,
she now had the power of the Arturos.
but the problem with that being is that was the case already. The reason that they married was to join their forces with, of course, the connections that my granddaughter has with our people and our many homes in the Oakwoods. Having the backing of S. Arturo was pivotal in basically increasing the chances of an import with Mr. Gilderoy. It would amicably it would just make us all stronger. But the death, unfortunately, is not the best for Mr. Arturo, but for everybody else.
That wouldn't stand to gain anything from Mr. Gilderoy and his Arturo being killed.
Not really. The deal has already been made, and Mr. Gilderoy did not, has only congratulated us, treated us as if a celebration was our own. He's nothing but civil.
Can I,
Insight?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
As he does that, there's like a short rustle heard from Godwin's side, and he straightens up a bit and asks, "Did Mr. Calico talk and or complained about anyone yesterday?"
He is without a doubt being very honest. He seems to believe his words. You seem to believe his words. He doesn't seem like a man who lies. Or at least he doesn't seem...
He lied to cover up for his granddaughter,
It doesn't seem as if he's trying to mislead you. If anything, you can tell he's not taking his eyes off you. And when you talk to him, he's not being shifty. He's literally listening to you and responding to you in kind. It's not like he's just like averting his eyes or anything. He's never really done anything different. Yeah. So I'll say just to make things a little easier, he does seem to be on the level.
Okay.
And it's not like he's defending his daughter. Like he's not even calling you out for the disrespect that you threw at him, even though he doesn't see it as disrespect because clearly the man's, people have to ask questions, uncomfortable questions. Seems okay with that. Like he's not even stirred by that or offended. So,
Thank you.
as you say your phrase to kind of like get an attention to him, he turns himself, shifts his legs slightly, clearly uncomfortable by the stool, and then turns and says, Mr. Calico's, well, he did have a visitor. Besides you three.
Yeah, who was that?
It was difficult to tell. It was a guard, I think. I was cleaning the bandages and other, well, medicinal equipment that I needed to use and treat the man.
When would you remember the time when it happened?
It was about an hour before you left. I know because I immediately got up and returned to my quarters.
It's gonna. Godwin will just look to Morgan, kind of nod and go, Calico. Yeah. Almost like in unison.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You think Calico tried to murder himself?
Not himself, but most cases people kill those they don't really like. We haven't found. There is no really. We don't really know what happened to Calico, hence didn't really.
There are different incidents.
Different incidents. But we probably he probably is behind the Arturo demise.
Okay. Well, with that, I'm gonna really just give you something to think on, as suddenly, Mr. Fletcher comes barging in with 2 guards and an old man. Can I get a perception check from the 2 of you, please? An old man is pushed forward and kind of like just like you can hear him basically going, "Whores, whores, lookalikes, all whores."
Oh, what? Wait, what? What was he saying?
Whores, whores,
Horrors.
lookalikes, all whores.
Also, Godwin, you roll performance and not perception.
God damn it!
Yeah.
I'm blind.
It's okay.
That's
There you
better.
go.
All right. Okay. Cool. Damn. Right. So. Right. Yeah. Okay. So as this man is like pushed in, like Fletcher goes, typical. We found another one that might be. My father says that this man was running around the stables trying to steal a horse. I thought perhaps I would find this devil can and maybe show him a thing or two. But unfortunately, I found this old stinking man. Get in there, you silly fool! And he just kicks the old man like down, and he falls down on the floor. As he kicks the man down onto the floor, you see like his facial hair, like twist slightly and like shake, right, as if it's not attached, Muffin. And then literally he just collapses on the floor. Goes, horses, whores, lookalikes, whores. And just then is pulled to his thing as the guard picks him up and just goes, "Get the hell in there, you fool!" And just throws him in and goes, "Sorry, you've got a prisoner attached to your little cargo. I hope it doesn't interrupt your conversation." Fletcher just goes, "Ha! I've got to get back to my father. So you lot just stay where you are, and perhaps we'll have a little target practice later." And he just walks around, just immediately just turns on his heel and walks out the door. Unless you want to say
Goodbye,
anything.
Mr. Gilderoy.
It's Gilderoy's son. Is he not
Still
it?
Mr.
Yeah,
Gilderoy.
it's Master Gilderoy.
Goodbye, Mr. Gilderoy.
All right. Okay. Right. Well, like with that, I'll leave you with that. Right. You can have a think about that while we get everybody else in. In fact, everybody else is just going to be Pyrian. So can I have somebody do me a favor and just bring Pyrian in?
Bring Pyrian to you.
I'll
Say,
we'll quickly get everybody else involved.
move them.
Neil,
Move them.
Pyrian.
Hello.
Right.
Welcome back.
Get the hell out of here, you two.
Got it.
Oink. Yeah, thank you. All right. So, just so we're clear, you are now making your way around to the docks. I will say, give me a perception check real quick.
Yep. No, 18. Sorry.
18. Okay, cool. As you're like making your way around, trying to stay hidden and like all doing your best to try and keep yourself from being caught. All right, it doesn't matter. Whatever. So as you're doing that, you see a set of guards. And Fletcher, son of Gilderoy.
Yeah.
There is a third person that they're essentially grabbing and mistreating. He is being taken, what looks like, towards the prison, which is just the closest building to you at that moment, as you're in the center of the island. So Fletcher, 2 guards, and a third man who looks very weak. He's got like a balding head and like a big scruffy beard. And with your perception check, you can kind of hear that he seems to be screaming, "Whores! Whores! Whores look alike! Whores!" As he's slowly taken into the prison. And that's, I guess, unless you want to investigate that, that's like all you see.
Okay. No, I'm turning the other direction. I don't
Okay.
want to get involved with that.
Okay,
but
cool.
I'm filing that away.
Right.
And yeah, making my way to a spot where I can safely
Another stealth check,
enter
please.
the waters. Stealth?
Yep.
Stealth. There we go. Ugh. Nope.
Okay.
4.
So
Total.
let's just say, as you were like making your way around the tree line, like the big old pond / river / whatever the hell you want to call it, in the middle of the room, it is a pain in the ass because it would be great for you to just go right across, but there's a lot of water in the way. Unfortunately, this whole area is kind of like soddened and like soaking and wet, which means every time you step in it, it just leaves a big old footprint. To the point where literally you see, you're basically trying to like focus yourself on trying to stop being caught, and stop leaving a track. As you then turn around, and you can see the tree line with crossbows, 3 men crossbows, and on the opposite side, suddenly 3 men crossbows, all pointed towards you.
Oh, great.
What do you do?
Yeah, not much I can do, except either surrender or die, I suppose.
Well, like that's your choice. You want to go out? I mean, I will say you have a spear.
Yeah,
This is
that.
this is 6 range people crossbows. So yeah. I will say you're like wisdom wise, like surrender is probably your best bet.
I'm not an idiot. Yeah. I drop the spear to the side and lift my hands.
Okay. As you lift your hands, and you're basically brought, all the lines, only one of them steps forward towards you, making sure not to break the line of all the archers in case you try some, shenanigans again. They've been put on to what your tricks are. They know that you have some sort of magic. Unfortunately, considering the way you mistreated one of the guards, you're not fighting it. I'm
get
asking.
what?
Yeah, are you not fighting it? Like,
No.
no. Okay. So you feel a sudden thwack at the back of your head, and the lights go out.
Okay.
Just because like they're not treating you with any courteousness at this point.
Yeah, they are not taking any
yeah.
chances.
So your eyes are like stirred, and your eyes, you feel for a moment your eyes are like a bright light just went off in your face as you are brought along a familiar part. As you get to the prison door, you're basically being manhandled. Your face is covered, caked in muck. The fancy clothes that you were wearing are kind of like still fancy, luckily, thanks to the magic, but you feel dirty. Like you feel like you're literally caked in it. As you get to the prison door, though, Fletcher literally comes out, glancing at you, going, "Aha! We caught another one. Well. Bloody devil, I was kind of looking forward to hunting you myself. Guess I'll have some fun with you later if my dad lets me. Go on, lads, get him in there." And like they literally just like push you past as the two guards start heading off towards the racetrack. And we're gonna bring Muffin and Thingy back in as you are brought into the room with them. You're basically thrown into the cell, rather.
With them or in a
Yes,
separate one?
literally the same one.
Okay.
All right, so just to catch you guys up, as the old man gets brought in and hits the ground, literally, Kitsune, Pirian, like a few minutes later, you just hear a rustling outside going, "We got that bloody Oni bastard!" And just suddenly you just pulls him in, and you can see that Pirian is like, his face is like smeared with a brown muck. He's got like a little bit of a bitten lip from being smacked with a crossbow, and he's pushed forward and just dropped to the floor, and then just pulled and then thrown back into the into the cell with you guys.
Pyrian.
You're a little dazed, but
Godwin stands up to assist.
okay, yeah, that's fine. He seems, yeah.
Dust him off a little.
Yeah, he is, by the way, unfortunately, he is tied. Like, they have not taken the irons off him.
On the back or on the front?
On the back, unfortunately. They like I said, you're given no hospitality for your actions.
Italy.
I basically roll onto my back and turn my head and spit a little blood to the side, away from Muffin.
Okay. Godwin, you see as he seems to be slightly hurt. You're not taking much damage, but you have clearly been beaten up.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pat him on the shoulder while humming to do some lay on hands. I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
We're gonna receive him like 5 HP back.
Whores, lookalikes, whores.
I'll get to you.
Whores. There's that Pirian, by the way, you notice as your senses come to you. A bald man with a scruffy beard, and his cheeks are like bright red. You can see that like his eyes are slightly shot. Like there's nothing there almost. You can see a light that is faded, I guess. And you other two, I mean Muffin mostly, Mr. Godwin, you recognize something. I will say that's Mogren didn't, so I'll leave you with that and continue the scene. Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted.
After that done, what kind of role would you ask of me if I were to just hoist the bald man slightly up and start removing his disguise?
You just want to take his, like, he doesn't seem to be reacting. Like he's drooling a little too.
I want to just hoist him slightly up for everyone else to see his face.
So wait, you're literally gonna manhandle an old man?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go for it. I mean, go for it. Like, tell me what you want to roll.
I'll help.
You're okay. Advantage in molesting an old man. Let's go.
It's not just.
Here's an idea. Why? Let's start simple. How about you just take off the goddamn disguise first, and then we'll get. You're making it a little bit more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah. First and foremost, then I'm gonna just Godwin will approach the guy and
He doesn't seem to
after-
fight
after I'm
back.
done-
He's just like he's
after I'm done with the healing period and go, oh, I should be better. I will turn back, crouch next to the old man if he's still on the ground.
He's just sitting on the bench next to Mogren, like screaming into Mogren's ears. Whores! Whores!
Morgan, you want to see something fun?
Sure.
And
Right now?
look, a magic trick, and Godwin will pull off the mustache of the guy.
Okay. Give me what, you're just yanking it off?
Well,
Ow! 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 Whores! Whores!
I can mix it up with lay on hands too. Too much if you want.
Okay, as you get a closer inspection, can I give me a perception check real quick, or an investigation, or whatever you feel like you would benefit from getting a better look. I will say you get advantage for noticing that he is wearing a false beard.
I can intimidate real good.
Yeah, you could. I mean, yeah, you could try.
Can I scare the beard off of him?
I mean, you've already ripped it off, so let's.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Go.
You see a very familiar pair of eyes, which, even though they're wild and unsettled, you can tell with peeling the man's beard back. You notice the very splendid mustache of Mallory Gilderoy as he spits out in front of you. Whores! Whores! Lookalikes! Whores! Whores! Lookalikes! He seems to be under the influence spell. And with that, we're going to leave you guys to think on that while we deal with the other folk. So
could I do one thing before we
sure.
switch?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have a question. It's not in the list anymore, but I have taumaturgy.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Could I clean myself up with that?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. Then Pyrian sits up and mutters briefly to himself and hopefully feels a lot cleaner.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say I'll allow that. All right, I'm gonna.
Do you want us to swap?
We just back in.
places.
Oh, yeah, it's alright. I got you. So
What were
get
you
the hell,
saying?
get the hell out of here. 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 All right. Okay. So,
Well, I gotta leave. I just go back.
right. Okay. So, no, you don't have to leave. You stay here. Right. You guys are at the theater. It's taking you about 10 minutes to go along this path. You can see the footsteps getting lighter and lighter, but clearly it has to go to the theater. They couldn't have just doubled back. You don't think so? Why would they?
One pair of footsteps or two pairs of footsteps?
I said two. Two human pairs of footsteps.
Are they for the size of the footsteps? Can we distinguish between male and female? Like with a roll or that?
No, I don't think it's even worth a roll. There's a female and there's a male.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So as we follow these footsteps,
You're done following the footsteps. You're at the theater.
Right. Well, right, the theater, but like, do they go to the room where the troupe is, or do they go to the theater stage?
It looks like they go to the main entrance of the theater.
And the room where
the room where you and Grom went last time, and you ended up going into the main stage. That's where it leads.
Is there like a an outside window that led that? What I'm getting to is I would like to, while we're outside, attempt to use like stealth. I know there's been great rolls in stealth today.
Okay. Before you approach the theater, go for it.
Yeah, I want to quietly find out or see if I can get sneaky. Is that a?
That's a natural
Shit,
20.
how do- Yeah, I want to hear what's going on in that room before.
Well,
we
there's
go
no
there.
like it's not a room; it's a big stage. So, like, there's no rooms. Like the room
Okay.
is at the back of the theater, which is like on the opposite side of where you're coming in. Right. So if you want to sneak round to the back, you can do that. With the 20, I'll let you even go. All right, guys, you goes in the front, and I'll snip around the back.
Yeah.
So basically,
so
like I'll let
Or
you. Yeah.
Grom can go front, and me and Ernie can go around back.
Yeah.
Grom can.
Okay, Ernie, you'll have to give me a stealth check too, then, because Groms can't hide.
If you,
Let's be
if
honest.
you want.
I don't think that's a good idea for me, but okay.
All right.
If-
Well, like,
if I
okay.
were to-
Yeah.
No, I'll go with Astrid. Give back up. 14.
Okay. So Grom is
He
just.
gets advantage if he's behind me.
He does.
Yeah.
I've
Right?
got, so I've got halfling nimbleness, which
I guess you're a dwarf, which means you were technically a medium object, which is bullshit. But yeah, sure, you get advantage. Yeah, I forgot the new rules.
Yeah,
I forgot the new
I've got
rules
natural
being
stealthy,
complete
which
bullshit.
is-
Yeah.
Well, I can basically hide behind if I'm obscured by a creature. that's
Yeah, I
basically
know.
one size
I know. So you can do it. I'll let you do it.
Ta-da.
I forgot how bullshit it was, but yeah, okay. Boom. Okay, right. So basically, the two of you just go, all right, we're going around the back, and then you just ditch off into the theater there, as Grom just stands at the front entrance.
Well, I guess if they're going through the back, I might as well go to the front door. No fucking point in waiting.
Count down it, buddy.
And Grom is gonna he's gonna open the front door and walk in, I guess.
Well, it's not really a front door. It's, like I said, it's a hallway that leads
The-
into
the
a
main
theater.
entrance.
It's basically like a big coliseum, right? That's all it is.
Okay, well
um,
he's gonna enter from this front entrance.
Okay. Suddenly, you will enter, and as you step in, I guess you're not even being quiet. You're not even being like stealthy. You're just
Nope,
walking in.
Grom is not attempting to sneak.
Okay. You see in front of you that there are chairs that are disturbed, like from the last night that you were there. Some of the places have been set up a little bit. You can see a barrel that seems to be full of prop weapons and spears and all things that are probably going to be for the show tonight. However, there's one thing that is slightly different. There's a large draped curtain that is on the front of the stage that's clearly been set up for tonight's.
And the bloody tracks continue on.
No, there's no more tracks anymore.
No? Okay. Okay, so the tracks.
The
ended
tracks
at
the
the
tracks
entrance.
ended like way before the entrance.
Okay, got
Yeah.
you. Got you. They got the rest of the blood.
It was more like, well, where else did they go? You know, this is at this point.
Fair enough. Got you. I guess Grom is gonna try to see if he can spot anybody in here just hanging out. in
Give
the
me a perception check. And also, what are Tweedledum and Tweedledee doing at this?
I take offense to that. I'm not Tweedledee.
I'm Tweedle smart. Nah, I'm really not.
Yeah, no, try and go around the back as Beam is saying, and then like if there's like sort of a window or even like a door, like if there's a door, like a back door that.
There is a door that's on a slight step that leads up. It's closed currently.
Okay, is there,
Windows?
No windows. It's all makeshift wooden board. Some of it's rotten. So it's not really great like production. It's been sitting like in the cold and in the wet.
It's weathered badly.
It's weathered badly, and every time someone comes in, they repair it. That's kind of how it is. You know, it's
Okay.
So what do we hear?
Yeah,
you don't
Sorry,
hear.
go.
No. You don't.
I
You,
was just gonna like try and go up the door and try the door slightly, just
Yeah.
like, open it ajar if I can.
yeah. You twist the handle and push forward. Just creaks slightly. Doesn't seem to be locked.
Anyone talking or making?
No, you
noises
hear
or-
no voices.
I whispered to Astra. I don't think there's anyone home. Or they're all hiding in the shadows, waiting to strike. Let's go in and say hi. At which point I just kind of like, I'll slowly like move the door open and I'll just be like looking either side of the door, make sure there's like no one behind the door or
Okay.
to the left of the door as I go in.
What's Astrid doing? Following after, or?
Yeah, because I didn't hear anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm with him on that because I'm kind of shifting my mindset. Like, okay, well, we're not going to obviously hear anything, so, I had been trying to chat up the theater people anyway because I was thinking, man, me and my auntie thought that their magic was so cool, but not the aunt. I can't mention her because they don't like her much. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's just go walking in and the person that's in charge is Tabitha or is
Calico's the one in charge.
right, but he's in the sick bed. So who was like
Who's his second in command?
Yeah.
You would think Tabitha because of the performance. You're not sure. You didn't ask. Nobody asked. So
Okay.
you just know that they all have stage names.
Right. I guess, yeah, we're just walking in and I'll just kind of be hollering out a little bit. Miss Tabitha, are you here? Girl, I'd love to chat with you.
Okay. As you come inside, you're at the back. You're at the back of the theater. Grom, you hear from the front. You hear the sudden chimes of Astrid as the curtain seems to sway slightly.
I thought we were being fucking sneaky. What the hell is this? This ain't fucking sneaky. I could have done that better.
Give me all a perception check.
Okey-dokey.
Yeah, actually,
Go.
in fact, Astrid, as you scream, hello, right? You hear a creak from above as you see on the rafters there, very, very, almost kind of like the familiar white face of Harissa. Almost, and you can see
Okay.
she's like tightly like grabbed round a post, just trying to keep herself still as she locks eyes with you.
Okay. Can I talk to her?
Yeah, maybe if you want to, you
Yeah.
leave her up there if
Well,
you want.
Hey. No. I'll be like,
Oh.
hey, honey, I know y'all are probably getting ready for the next show and stuff. And fan, I wanted to come back and see if I could chat a little bit and see what's going on. Because, man, things are crazy up at the main house.
Give me, Grom. I'm assuming you're moving towards the rest of the group.
Yeah, Grom's
Give
going towards
all
the
give me an insight check, please.
Me?
Everybody who's looking,
Everybody.
who is looking at this girl.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, okay. You know what, Ernie?
I rerolled, so I got a 20 with my luck.
Ernie, that you don't even have to check. As soon as you see her face, you can tell she's scared, frightened. Even as she's clinging to the wood, you can see her fingernails digging into it. Her voice weak as it screams, not screams out, but like kind of like weakly, kind of just blurts out. You hear her say the words, "I need your help. You have to take me to your friends. Mr. Gilderoy is in deep, deep trouble."
Well, it's safe to say that someone tried to kill him last night, or the fake him, but
No,
you want to come down. You want to come down, and we'll take you.
You misunderstand. It was. I wasn't trying to kill Gilderoy. I was trying to kill Calico. He's trying to kill Mr. Gilderoy.
Why would Calico try and kill Mr. Gilderoy?
You tried to kill Calico?
Well, he's a very intimidating man. My father is. Listen, you have to understand that I'm. And she kind of freezes up.
Calico's your dad.
What, honey? Come down here and let's get you out of here.
Give me a persuasion roll. If you want
How high up
to,
is she?
if you want to help, she's about 10, 20 feet up.
There. 17.
Okay, can't reach her.
All right. She starts to climb down the rigging and then get to your level. And like, she doesn't look like she's running anywhere. She's clearly like standing in front of you. She says, "You don't understand. It's," and then she kind of glances to the two of you and then looks over, to a table. You can see, two, basically like a clutter of knives with some dirtied linen and, two very polished knives that are sitting on the table. She glances and saying, they were trying to blame you. I wasn't I wasn't trying to. I didn't know what they
Okay,
did. I
honey.
didn't know what they were trying to do.
Thanks.
I didn't know what they were trying to do. You have to understand. It was. I just wanted to
All right,
belong,
She's not gonna tell us. Look,
Sure,
calm-
sure,
calm
honey.
down.
Mister.
I get it. I get when you're alone, I get it. Honey, trust me, I'm an orphan. I get it. But who's the they?
Tabitha and Gascan.
The other one's in their troop.
They-
Astrid, it's kind of obvious, ain't it?
You have to understand.
Gascan.
Gascan Dan.
The other guy's name. It's
There's Tex,
Oh,
Gascan
yeah,
Dan,
yeah.
and Tabitha.
Yeah.
She said she looks at you guys for a moment, almost like always looking towards the door as if she might be jumped on or anything. She says, "We have to get to your friends, but I have to."
Let's get out of here.
No, listen. Guards, they can't know what I am. They can't know what we are.
What do you mean?
And
What?
what are you?
If they figure it out, we'll be persecuted. We will be hunted down, and we will be killed. I thought.
What
I-
are you? Some sort of tiefling?
You
Rogue?
see at that
Yeah.
moment, she shows you. Her skin starts to glow, and her form starts to take the small shape of her. As you see your very first doppelganger.
Oh, you're one of them thingies. What is one of
Right.
them thingies?
My God, you are a handsome devil, aren't you?
She then twists, like your big
you-
ginger beard suddenly then twists and then turns into I guess like the more blonde beard, I guess, because I forget that Astrid has a beard. As she turns into Astrid and takes Astrid's form. Mr. Calico, my father, Tabitha, Gascan, and Rex, we're all shape changes. We're all doppelgangers.
Oh,
It's incredibly useful
Oh.
for this.
oh, all right.
For this.
Oh, no, magic. Oh, my auntie will be so.
The problem is that my father has a feeble mind spell, and he's planning to take over this whole estate and use it on Gilderoy.
All right. Well, if you can't be found out, just turn back into your usual form.
She then just suddenly takes the form of like a guard with a helmet and kind of.
Oh, that's fucking smart.
There, you can escort.
She
us
starts.
back to
She
the
starts.
house.
She starts to like put like armor on and starts to like switch it, like get into like fake like actor's garb as she looks like a makeshift guard. Only then going, we need to get to your friends now.
Let,
All right,
let's
let's-
go.
Yep, let's get going.
They
So on the way, I want to ask her though, as we're leaving, like not here. I want to fuck off.
All
But
right.
is there a way that we can like force a shape changer to like revert to their normal state so we can be like, aha?
Silver.
They can't be found out though, because then they get hunted, like she said.
No,
It's
but
not their
like,
fault they're born like that.
but Mister, my father is a terrible man. His whole aim was to kill Gilderoy, but I poisoned him. Knew his plan. Tried to stop him, but fortunately somebody healed.
Calico's your father. Mm.
We're all his children. We don't really have family.
Oh. I see,
Well,
I see.
unfortunately, you can't pick your family, I'm afraid.
Thought I was safe here and made a terrible mistake.
Oh,
Don't worry. There's plenty of other places.
I'm
go.
trying to
Come
fix
on,
this. I'm
let's
trying,
get this.
and she literally just kind of like starts like kind of just slamming her hand on the table.
That's all right. We'll get this sorted right away. As I was going to say put my hand on her shoulder, but she's now taller, so.
But she's much
Her
taller
knee-
than you
her
now.
knee, and pat her knee.
I don't want any more people to die. And then you head off. Where are you guys heading? Are you heading to the prison? Are you going where are you going? 'Cause-
The building that we had came from prior that we knew.
Go to the main hall where like Garth and that
Yeah,
were
the main hall where Garth, Gilderoy are most likely to be, and
I will also say,
especially the,
and this I'll give you a chance to talk about this, I guess, because we're all gonna kind of latch up right now. This moment of ooh. But what I want to say is that she doesn't want to be found out. But clearly you're gonna have to reveal this information because it's literally pivotal to figuring out how and where and when. But you have a group of doppelgangers that are quite good at hiding. All right. So you guys head towards the building, and I guess we'll bring everybody in. just to kind of well,
Did we,
for
the
ease.
knives on the table, were
Yeah.
any of them bloody?
No, two like
no, they had polished
They-
two of them to
They'd-
pristine condition.
they had cleaned them up. They had cleaned them.
Actually,
Got it.
before we leave, can I grab one of the daggers?
Yeah.
Polished, or the 2 polished daggers.
Yeah, like they're you can tell they're prop daggers. They're not real. They're like fake, fake knives. They were clearly being used to,
Do the murder.
do the murdering, even if it was pretty terrible. But All right, can we bring the other dickheads in, please? All right. Okay.
Click and drag.
But I feel like if I do that to
All right.
Oh.
Welcome back. No. Yep. All right. So
hi everybody.
I killed them all.
Right. So, just so we're on the same thing, we're gonna say that after about 10 minutes of you shenaniganing in the prison cell, the other group's gonna join and kind of like we'll skip ahead a little bit because Grom, the other guy who's not Grom, Ernie, and Astrid literally come into the room. After, is there any conversation that you, the other three, like to have before interrupted by the party returning?
I was
So
gonna say,
how does
hi, Mister? I'm just gonna say hi, Mister. Huh?
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
but
before we
it goes.
return,
No, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. It's just because we're all in the same room now. That's what I'm saying. So if anybody wants to do some chatty chat, or you guys meet up and you can kind of reintegrate the information that you have.
Muffin, would you like to go first?
Let's start with Grom, Astrid, and Ernie before I
Okay.
drop him by.
Is there anything?
So since they're now in like a more public space,
Yeah.
Grom is going to kind of ask Harissa.
how exactly is it gonna happen whenever it is supposed to happen?
That's so vague. You know
He's
what?
trying to keep it.
yeah,
he's
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to keep it vague because it's the public
Yeah, yeah.
space. He doesn't know who's listening.
I will
and
I
he's
will
trying not to
say
out
okay.
anything.
I will say let's bench that so that the other party catches up first. So
And
that
that's why I wanted
yeah.
Muffin to go first.
So that we're not in playing catch up, right? I think that's a
Sure.
better way of doing
So-
it. So and if there's
and I'll
anything,
just- I
yeah,
wa-
go for it.
Yeah, I want to say to her, honey, you stay like this and don't say a word, right? Because
She just nods and she doesn't say anything else. Nods and puts the helmet down as you
got you,
guys
baby.
come into the room. And before you come into the room, Godvin,
Hi, Mister Gilderoy.
it's not Gilderoy, it's Grom. And no, wait, what's the order? Oh, right, sorry.
It-
Yes,
it would
no,
probably
sorry.
be-
Yes, okay.
I'm not-
Fuck
I'm
me.
not- I'm not-
Listen, I've got a lot of spinning plates. Okay, you. All right. Okay.
No, don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. So as they enter the room, hi, Mr. Gilderoy. Okay. Yeah. Whores. I love this.
Morgan, I don't have anything for this. Can you do something?
I can try.
Okay.
I'll take the horseman
Mhm.
hand, and I will cast. Are you ready?
Yep.
Lesser restoration.
Oh. Okay.
Morgan had sleeps.
He had to sleep. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. Do you want to describe how this looks? I guess it's not another fucking. You're turning your fucking lava lamp on, is it?
He's gonna light him on fire.
Everything just makes him just explode.
Every time I'm gonna say I cast a spell, it's just burning hands. It doesn't matter. It's just burning hand. No,
Oh, I see. You're playing Pengu's character. Okay, that's.
Except they're all burning hands. No. It's just a vague light coming from my hands.
Okay. Okay, as you're casting that, I will say Grom, a guard, Ernie, and Astrid enter the room as you see him casting the spell, and this man that has his finger. I guess are your hands just on his face?
I'm cupping his hands.
Okay, you're cupping his hand. So, the light fills the room slightly. Not really the whole room, just the cell, and then it fades slowly as the darting eyes seem to like grow full of like an eye dilating, basically. You think it worked, but he seems so quiet for the moment, as if he's trying to catch up. And that's when Grom and the rest enter the room, and we'll have a little moment before Mr. Gilderoy himself wakes.
That's right.
Oh, where's Gilderoy? What? There's Gilderoy.
Did you remove the bald cap, by the way, Muffin?
No, just
I removed only the beard.
Okay, so he's got his mustache. It's Gilderoy. So Mogren has his hands on Gilderoy, with a beard and a bald cap.
What the bloody hell's going on here?
What in the fuck are you two doing with Gilderoy?
Godwin will stand up, just turn around and say, well, his son threw him in. That was before they threw in Pyrian. Also, say hi to Pyrian.
That fucking idiot.
Yeah, Pyrian is
Don't
just
want to tell nothing of that one.
dusting himself off.
But then I removed his beard, and he couldn't stop screaming about horses and lookalikes. And now Morgan probably made him feel better. Also, Chief Indigo is here.
No.
All right, so where's Calico? Where's he at?
Oh, you figured it's him too? Well, the Mr. Gilderoy you've probably seen and probably participating in the races is Calico.
Oh fuck, that makes sense.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a revelation ourselves.
The guard, by the way, is now standing up and opening the cage and basically taking the irons off of Mogren. By the way, well done that you managed to hold his hands with irons. No, wait, you guys didn't have it. It was only a Pyrian.
No,
Pyrian. No, I was joking. I was joking. It's just, listen, I'm trying. There's so many plates. So Pyrian, your handcuffs are now undone. And he literally leans in and tries to like assist Gilderoy because you're telling him that this is Gilderoy, his employer. So he's like, get out of the way, let me have a look.
Can I just turn to Chief Calico and ask, is that the guard you've seen yesterday?
Which one? That guard? No. He goes, no, the guard I saw was looks quite like that one, and points to the guard that came in with the other people. Not quite so tall, though.
Well, that's must have been one of the troop members in one of their funny illusions.
Ah, yes, I see. Perhaps.
Who's that then?
Oh, well, this is one of the troop and one of these illusions as well.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's helping us right now. She's doing what she needs to.
She almost starts to back away as you guys keep pointing out.
No, Arissa, it's all right. These are our friends. These are the ones you want us to bring us to.
These are the guys helping us out right now.
Honey,
Who's
that is
helping
that is Gilderoy, right? Like we're all good here.
That looks
Right,
like Gilderoy.
people?
Looks like Gilderoy.
No, I'm
All right.
looking. I'm looking at
Oh.
the guard,
Oh,
quote unquote.
guard. Okay. Give me a perception check.
Sure, I can do that.
While that happens, can I quickly roll a perception check to see if Gilderoy is getting any better? Or
Yeah. Well, you don't need to roll for that. You don't need to roll for that.
We're about to hear another cool advertisements of various forms of transports. And
As the wait, sorry, Discord over. Damn, Astrid, what the fuck? So many high rolls today. Oh, must be Mr. Bean's
No, but
birthday
I had
luck.
So many. I had so many shit rolls today,
Yeah.
so apparently
Alright.
I did enough good things to help him today.
That looks like a guard. In fact, as you look, you can see it is actually Keith.
Hey, Keith.
He's just hoping that Mogren didn't notice.
I'm just saying, I'm pitying Keith. He had to
Mommy.
eat so much shit over this adventure.
And Gilderoy is Gilderoy.
Gilderoy, Gilderoy's Gilderoy as he leans in and says, "Oh, my son, master, you right?" He just slaps him on the cheek and he goes, "Oh, my God! Ugh.
How dare you hit me on
What?
my birthday?
Why am I wearing this atrocious outfit? Quickly, get me my lion's mane leather!"
So Gilderoy, we kind of found out he was trying to kill you.
I beg your pardon,
It's Calico.
Calico?
That is his name, right? I'm not fucking this up and putting the wrong guy in the,
Well,
no.
it's the whole troop, sir. Almost the whole troop.
That magnificent bastard! He tried to kill me on my birthday. No one does that but my wife, and she disappeared over mysterious circumstances.
And I inherited a lot of money from her.
You did kill one of your guests, Mr. Gilderoy.
I won't have anyone doing such barbaric actions on my island unless I say so. He stands up and then immediately just goes, "Oh," and kind of like falls into the guard as he's supported. Give me that walking stick, and someone's wearing my face and racing my horses.
That's probably Calico.
Mother, well, we should quickly act before we can even give him a chance to react.
I think, Mr. Gilderoy, is it not best if we get maybe some of Arturo's mercenaries? Because I think if the troops are there as you, they might be dressed as some of your guards.
Fortunately, that might be the case. Perhaps we should do this more stealthily. No. Fuck that! And he just stands up and
But they can change their appearance at will.
then
with
that.
their
But if he's
badge,
wearing
yeah.
my face, then we know where Calico is.
We should maybe also get some weapons, perhaps?
We have no weapons on this war besides my god. He's
Walgren's hand starts to light on fire.
well. Here, and he literally just says, "God, give me your sword."
Wait, your son has bows and arrows.
But apparently my son kicked me in the ass a minute ago. I think he might think that I am an actual, intruder. Imposter, exactly, the word. Fantastic. My feeble-mindedness is coming back to haunt me. We have
Do
to...
I know where his son son's room is?
Not the prison.
I'm helping Chief Indigo to get up, by the way.
Yeah, Chief Indigo has been trying to get up for the last 10 minutes.
I'm helping.
Oh. And perhaps we should act quickly. They are already trying to... They do not realize that Mr. Roy here knows that he is being targeted, so must act swiftly.
Rob, looks like we get some bash summits and
Don't worry,
What kind of sword Keith has?
He has a lame short sword.
Ew.
Ooh, Keith.
I would ask the poor man, who everybody is dunking on, if there is some kind of armory on the island, in the manor or somewhere.
There is. It's on the other side of the island. This barracks here has minimal equipment, essentially because everyone is essentially armed to the teeth. We have so many people on duty today. All I can spare is this short sword, and he looks over, kind of like lifting a chest up, pulls it and goes, and this. He pulls like a small dagger.
Out of character, can we just drop Chief Indigo on Keith and all just...
I mean, he doesn't have to come with you. He doesn't have to come with. I'll be honest, he's probably not going to come with you. He's a fucking old man.
No,
I'm being mindful of the elderly, man.
I know, I'm just saying that you don't have to be. He's not going to be like, yeah, no, wait for me.
I'm
No.
coming with you. Let me
Wait,
just get
don't
my
start.
ass right
Let
here.
me just roll initiative. Oh, not that dice. That's a D12.
He's a ritualist. Maybe he has some freaking something cooking for like several years to unleash the absolute hell. Who knows?
Hey, there's
I
a...
always knew this day would come.
Yeah. All right. So who wants the short sword?
If nobody opposes, I'll take it.
Okay, he hands you the short
Yeah,
sword.
would I ever use a fucking sword?
Dagger. Who wants the dagger?
I'll take the dagger.
Astrid takes the
Okay,
dagger.
Astrid, dagger.
I would, although I want to ask Gilderoy if his son's room is your son's room close by that I might be able to nick a bow that I'm sure he keeps one by his bed.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think he will, because he's doing some showing off at the archery range. He's literally shooting the starting line. He'll probably have his equipment on him.
Surely he has more than one, or
Right.
2 or 3.
All of his gear will be on site. He has servants for that.
We probably should go now.
Stop looking for weapons, you cheating bastards, and continue on the adventure.
I'm tired of standing here. Come the fuck on.
Stop trying to get weapons.
Fine.
Grom is going to start
I-
leaving the room.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Grom.
Whoever knows the whoever knows the route probably should lead us.
The guard literally goes to the end of the door and says, I'll look after Chief Indigo. We'll get there as soon as we can. You guys hurry on. Gilderoy, my sire! And Gilderoy just pushes past again. Get the fuck out of my way!
All right, guilty boy, where we going?
Come with me, Grum! You're going to kick my ass! Just...
All right, guilty boy, let's fucking go. Then.
What kind of dastardly magic are we talking about here?
Usually just illusions.
I can't believe they tried to kill me and then poison themselves. That doesn't make any sense.
I think it's just to like do what skunks do and make someone else take the blame.
Right. Well, you know what? I'm sure once we've kicked my ass, you'll explain it all. Come on then, lads.
Fucking right, I will.
And he head off towards the horse race. And we're gonna leave it.
Hey.
What? No.
Oh, I love this.
As soon as we
That's
kick
just gonna
my
end the
ass.
game right there.
No one's hell's horses. Hey,
Hell, horses,
it's-
Batman.
it's a
I don't know why,
yeah.
but the sentence of "we're gonna go kick my ass" gets me so excited.
This is gonna be a great story for Gilderoy. He's gonna love it.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah. If he survives.
If he survives. If he survives.
Yeah. I can't wait for the Gilderoy talking to Gilderoy part next session.
Oh yeah. You bastard! Oh, you bastard!
Who the hell are you calling a bastard?
Infidel!
Oh my
And,
god!
and Fletcher Gilderoy just shows up going, Fathers!
Oh no, my favorite, my
fathers.
favorite part will be where it's like, "Don't worry, Dad, I'll get him." Oh no, Father!
you shot the wrong one, you idiot.
Oh, well done, son. Yeah. Thanks very much,
So
folks.
Scooby-Doo next time.
Yeah. Okay. We got a little. We got one more session in us. For this particular scenario. So 2 weeks from now, which is the 14th. 14th.
When
15.
Octavia and Haas come in to save the
I'll be honest. I'm gonna say this openly. Don't bother. wait another 2 weeks and then show up.
It's the 15th.
Okay, 15th.
Today is the first.
The 15th of March, we'll be back in 2 weeks for the conclusion of this ridiculous adventure.
Were Octavia and Haas getting it on? Is that where they've been?
Well, to be fair, I was going to say that Haas was going to be in the prison cell, but I didn't want to have him there because then everyone would just look at Haas and go, why is he still asleep? Oh, because I didn't have anywhere else to put him. But perhaps him and Octavia have been kidnapped and are being held hostage. Might have to play around with that.
Oh, because they heard the plan. Like when Haas was, doing his wild
Yep.
thing and whatever. They heard
Sure,
the
let's go with that.
plan. Yeah, they saw the magic.
Good
Anyway.
ideas, any. Let's go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Right. Okay. Yeah, so thank you very much, Eric, for the 27, and Marcy, thanks for the 10. Or 27, or whatever. Fuck me. Also,
27 something.
yeah,
whatever.
27, whatever. Appreciate it, as always, but not needed. Thank you, Bean, and happy birthday, Mr. Bean. Mogren, Alpaca, thank you for
Happy birthday, honey.
thank you for hanging out. Ernie, Dr. Hobo, Soon, Marcy, Muffin. As always, real treat. If you guys aren't already, go give these guys a follow or whatever and do your thing. Thank you very much for hanging out. As always, it's been a treat, and we'll see you next 2 weeks time. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Also,
Bye.
have a lovely birthday when your leg is attached and not feeling like a sore tack, I hope. Don't stand on anything. Stay away from all Lego.
Mm.
No, don't stay away from Lego. Lego is great.
No, not standing on it.
Yeah, I imagine that Lego and crutches are a
Ew.
bad combination.
The worst of combos.
Not if it's Lego crutches.
Have a good one,
Not
folks.
if it's Lego
No,
crutches.
that-
Everybody
Exactly.
say bye.
Ah.
We're not rating.
Bye.
I can't.